Hello everyone, welcome home to What If Issei was the descendant of Beelzebub and fought New Satan Faction Part 1. Before we start, please go support Shalba239 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be summary and characters. Gender, of course, Issei is a male. In this story, Issei will not be a hyoudou. In this story, Issei is a descendant of Beelzebub, born from a human and demon. But barely in his 5 years the old Malfation made the little demon his tool could only will happen. Prologue. Satan's eyes. Issei Beelzebub is considered the strongest devil and Sekurudai. In honor of that, I have inherited the Satan's eyes. The eyes that can hypnotize people and can see 5 seconds into the future. Satan's eyes appearance is the same as Kakashi's Mangoki Sharingan. Satan's energy. Obtain the energy from his eyes. Issei's energy transformed into more powerful and stronger than the common devil. He has a massive magical energy source that can rival the heavenly dragon. Energy force, an ability to manipulate energy like a Jedi in Star Wars. Beelzebub flame. In Issei's world, Beelzebub obtains a special flame from Satan. The flame is believed to be very poisonous and can even kill God himself. However, using this fire will cause the user to be paralyzed and weak for 1 week, making them very vulnerable. The effect starts immediately when the flame hits the target. Lord of Flies. Beelzebub able to control bees like in canon. Equipment 5 Elemental Seals, a 5th accessory that the old Malfation created for Issei during his mission to become a spy for the new Mal. The seals completely suppress Issei's power into 5 parts, and leave Issei at the level of a common high-class devil, and also erase his energy so that no one can sense his enormous energy. Vizard Mask, a skull mask that has a sharp canine and 2 long horns on each side of the forehead. This mask given by a Juka when I scholars to spy. The mask you have the ability to see through hindered and allows the user to see 360 degrees around them and has the ability to see 2 kilometers away, similar to Byakugan. It also changes the user's eyes color to pure crimson. Lord of Flies. Beelzebub able to control bees like in canon. Equipment 5 Elemental Seals, a 5th accessory that the old Malfation created for Issei during his mission to become a spy for the new Mal. The seals completely suppress Issei's power into 5 parts, and leave Issei at the level of a common high-class devil, and also erase his energy so that no one can sense his enormous energy. Vizard Mask, a skull mask that has a sharp canine and 2 long horns on each side of the forehead. This mask given by a Juka when I scholars to spy. The mask you have the ability to see this the hindered and allows the user to see 360 degrees around this, and has the ability to see 2 kilometers away, similar to Byakugan. It also changes the user's eyes color to pure crimson. Diablo Cloak, a red cloak created by a Juka for Issei so he can sneak into the old Mao fashion. Issei becomes invisible and no one can see him, however using it consumes lot of energy. Issei can currently only use it for 1 hour. Shining the spear that has been blessed by 4 Mao's blood. Lucifer, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Leviathan. Even though the spear has been blessed by their descendant blood, it is still dangerous. The spear contains great demonic energy that can cut an island in 2 with a single strike if the wielder is strong enough to use it. It is very effective against humans, fallen angel, and angel. Lustrous can fight on par up. Equipment, Demon's Personality. Issei Beelzebub can be very clumsy and dense as he was raised by the old Mao fashion only to become a tool. Issei Beelzebub also inherited all the sick old Mao. True Mao complex, although at sub-booth he managed to stay in control. He is usually kind, teaser, understands this. I have often hung out with the Juka, caring, and childish as he has had no child life. However, he has great pride and can be arrogant at some point. Due to his blood as Beelzebub, he inherited Beelzebub's deadly sin. Gluttony, it can be seen in his appetite to ramen, cake, and such. But as he was trained as to murderer, torturer, and liar, I have scholars addicted to torturing someone. He doesn't torture the body but the mind of a person by breaking the mental condition of the person, but thanks to prayer 6 they managed to make Issei control his dangerous side. At some point in the battle, I have turtles into a cold-blooded killer like his old self and hurt anyone who dare to get in his way against his enemy, even if they are his allies or friends. such as ramen, sushi, cake, friend or servant who is loyal to him. Dislikes: Samuel the Dragon Eater, ignorant people who don't know our place, selfish people bile. Issei Beelzebub is born from the breeding program, as pure blood devil are rare to be born as the use human as breeding machine. After his mother gave birth to Issei, she immediately set out, and since the age of 3 has been trained by the old Mao-Fashion every day. At the age of 5 they find out that Issei possesses CD powered up equipment, the entire old Mao-Fashion it is that Issei will train under the direct Mao descendant. Issei has not purpose in life, as he is simply a tool. If his leader tells him to jump, he will jump immediately. When he turns 18 he is given a mission to become a spy in the new Mao faction. After few years of becoming a spy, Vala Lucifer, the one who discloses his work as a spy, confronts him as he wants to fight with Security. However, Issei, who has been trained mercilessly, brutally beat up Vala. Vala is saved by Azazel, who arrives just in time when Issei almost landed the final blow. Issei's downfall was when he informed the OLU-MAU faction about Vala's accidents instead of getting rid of Azazel and Vala. They ignore them. He thinks that Azazel won't get involved in his battle, so they decides to ignore him. However, Azazel reports it to the new Mao faction, and soon the plan to subdue Issei begins. Issei is ambushed by Surzex, Falbium, Ajuka and Sarah fall after battle. Issei falls and is captured by the new Mao faction so he can give them information about the old Mao fashion. Unfortunately, no one can break it, as Issei never speaks or screams when he is tortured. One day, while being escorted to move to another prison, I have a child playing and happy. He also sees a couple and family, which makes him wonder. Why don't they train during the war? The guard replies. Maybe we are at war but sacrifice our children's childhood just to make us win. Since that day to conflict appears in his mind. They shouldn't feel any emotion, but he can't resist so strange feeling in his mind that he is very angry at the children. One day he asks about this feeling to Seraphal, who is protective of him, and Seraphal tells him that he is jealous, which makes Issei more confused. After several years in jail with the help of Sefal, he manages to come to terms with his emotion, and Tal talks to Ajuka into giving him a chance as a double agent for the OLU-MAU faction, which is Registe as the Sistil Dawn. However, everything changes when Old Mao manages to use the Samuel curse to steal Ophi's February 3rd's power and create her clone. The meeting of 3 factions was immediately held as Ophi's power is too dangerous to be left free. They also free Issei and make him a double agent for the old Mao fashion. After war, Issei was discovered to be working as a double agent. However, it was too late as old Mao nearly lost all the foundation they have. Ajuka, Fabium, Issei, Seraphal, Surzex, and Vala are known as the Prayer Six for their reputation. The last battle was Issei and Vala, who were barely able to defeat Ophi's clone with Ophi's help, and she regained her stolen power. From that day on, peace comes to the world, and Issei with Prayer Six giving each title. Issei using his name became Issei Beelzebub. Vala also like Issei got his own title Vala Lucifer, Surzex Asmodeus, Ajuka Leviathan. Seraphal got her own clan and special evil we known as Lord of Sloth since Hezrai Lazy. Few years after that, a massive event is taking place. The event is a battle royal of Prayer 6 member. The winner will Satanize. In a bloody battle, Issei is barely able to win the battle royale and gain the title of the strongest devil and become the leader of the devil, when he gains Satan's eyes. His body changed as Satan's eyes react to the Mao Descent's blood. As a result, I have gas demonic aura and he can use Beelzebub flame freely. Chapter 1. To young man in light silver armor and an elegant crimson cape with the dragon symbol. He is around 18 years old with an average height, short brown hair and light brown eyes, sitting at the desk with that bored expression as he seems to be waiting for subject interesting to happen. Beelzebub Sama, Lucifer Sama has arrived, one of the guards said. Beelzebub smiled upon hearing this. He is happy to be able to get together with his friend after a long time. Let him in. After that, tell the other one to leave us alone, Beelzebub commanded. The guards salute him and leaves, followed by another guard and maids who stay in the room. Not long after, a handsome young man with dark silver hair and light blue eyes enters the room. I'm glad you can at least come. I could die of boredom behind this desk. Beelzebub complained. I AWD you that if you beshame a Mao you won't have to deal with anything but Bort. Sigh. I know. Man, I really wish Ajuka could take this position once again. Well, apparently Ajuka is busier now with his work. Although the war is over but we still have a lot to repair, the damage after the war is beyond our expectations. Vala said. I know, tell me, do you still have the goal of defeating Great Red? Beelzebub asks. Of course I do. I train hard to beat him, although I have to beat you first before I have to beat him. Vala replied. Ha ha ha, I'll be waiting for my rival. You and I are the system's fault. To think that we were born in a similar situation, that system must be really broken, Beelzebub said with a chuckle. I have to agree. If we don't have a treaty between us, I'm sure Fallen Angel and Angel will be doomed with us on the devil's side, Vala said with a smile as well. The descendant of Lucifer. Vala Lucifer, the strongest Hakuruku and the descendant of Beelzebub Issei Beelzebub the strongest Sekurudii, Issei said with pride in his tone. You know Issei, I'm sure you remember when we talent about Rak in this world. I can say that we're within the top 10 now. I agree with you, my friend. We fought each other and we fought together during the war with that damn organization. A damn interesting thing happened. At least I'm free from those evil things. Good thing I declined that offer, Vala said with a laugh. Yeah, very funny, Sai. So how is Kuroka doing with Vala? Issei asks with mischievous smile, making Vala stop laughing and shrug. Nothing special. You know I can't be with her, right? Vala said with a sigh. Oh, shut up, Vala. If you asked me, I was thinking that defeating Great Red is impossible. We even barely won against Opha's clone that has 2/3 of her strength. And think about Great Red, Issei said in frustration. You know me well, Issei. If there isn't some strong courage to fight, I'll accept death itself. I can't be with Kurok half-open eyes. Sai, I really hope you can change your goal, my friend, but it seems like no matter what I say you'll no change. Issei rubbed his temper as tapped his desk. Enough about me, what about you? You're never interested in the girl. The last time I heard you dating the heiress of grapes, she said that you don't seem to enjoy it. Are you sure you still like the girl? What? Of course I still like the girl. I don't swing around like that. I just can't find a good girl. All this because of this damn paperwork, Issei immediately shouted. Yes. If you're really busy, why don't you ask for vacation? You can pass this job to Ajuka for a while. I'm sure Surzex and the O'Hare will grant it to you. After all, you've worked really hard these 20 years. Will make your mind relax? Vala suggests. Issei. That's it. Vala, you're a genius. Why did I never think of that before? Issei shouted in joy, causing Vala to sweat. Vala, you mean you never thought about that before? Oh my! Issei. Hey! I'm too smart to think of such a simple thing, Issei defended. Vala, sure what it is, where are you going to go? Asked Vala. Issei. Let me think for a moment, Issei said while touching his finger. Dimensional gap. Yo! Great Red! Issei shouts to the sky as he sees Great Red flying in the sky with his above his head. Great Red hears his name and turns errand. Let's go visit him, Opha said emotionlessly. The large red answer only growls as it flies up and lands in front of Issei. Issei Drake, he greets Ophis. Hello Ophis, Big Red. Ophis. How are you? Issei greets back. I'm fine, how are you too? Ophis asks back. He asks Issei with puppy dog eyes, to which Great Red rolled his eyes and groaned. What do you want? Great Red replica. Meanie. Nah, I'm not here for that. I've already learned my lesson. Unlike Vala, I know and have a long way to go to face you. I see. So, what plan do you have for your vacation? Asked Ophis. I don't know. I was hoping to find something interesting, but I'm not sure where to go yet. Issei sighed. I have suggestion, but I won't tell you since it's a surprise, Great Red suggested with a smile. What kind of suggestion is that? Goodbye. I'm also looking forward to this. Who knows, something interesting will happen. Great Red said, why do I have the feeling that I will get caught in a troublesome situation? Issei thought. Same here, mate, same here, Drake added. Goodbye. Great Red turns around and raises his claw. From the claw where he placed it, the air seems to be torn as it rips through the air and a portal of light appears. Command, go there. Great Red. Olphus just looks at the conversation emotionlessly. Maybe this, Issei thought as he took a step back. Mate, I suggest you leave now too. I have bad feeling about this, Drake suggested. On second thought, I think I've decided where I want to go, so yeah, maybe we can do this late. Issei said as he took another step back and turned around and started to leave that until he suddenly finds himself floating against his own will. What? Hey! Issei shouted, so he was joined by the long red tail. Let me go! I changed my mind! Let me go! Issei screamed and struggled to break free. Enjoy your vacation! Great Red shouted as he threw Issei into the portal. Meanwhile, at KUH Academy's battle with the Phoenix family. POV Rias. The battle progresses to its climax. I understand. I have no more moves. In other words, checkmate. Now, there isn't a single person kisses me who hasn't strength left. But that boy is still standing. Issei is the only one who continues to advance towards Razor even in this situation. However, it's over. Razor's punch earlier has finished Issei off. Seeing that boy falling backwards, my body rushes towards him unconsciously. Issei's body that I'm holding is bloodied and covered in sweats, so he's in a terrible condition. Even so, I still love this boy. Issei, you did very well. Everything is fine now. Good job. I whispered softly to him, but he tries to get up and walk away from me. It's all right now. Issei. I have pushes my hands away and tries to get up. He takes one step and another step without saying anything. It's a strange sight that has such intensity. Everyone stares at him while holding their breath. The opponent, Razor, also approaches him expressionlessly. No! If I let this continue, I'll lose Issei. My adorable servant. My Issei. I'm still planning to dote on him even more, so I don't want to lose him in a place like this. I went between Issei and Razor, and stood in front of Issei. Issei! Stop! Can't you listen to my... I set it up to there, and swallowed my words. Of course. This he is, Issei, you are. Issei already lost Conscarius. Both of his eyes are hollow and his mouth is still open. Even so, I continue to move forward while crossing his shaking fists. You're still planning to fight even though you're in this state. I have tears streaming down my cheeks without performing it. I bring my hand up to this adorable little boy's cheek. His cheeks are swollen, and I can't feel anything from his cheeks that usually gives me strength. Fool. I hug Issei, who's trying to move forward. Good job, Issei. As I said those words, the strength disappears from his body, and he falls to the ground. I hugged his body and laid him down on my lap. You said you wasted it to lap pillow? Bucho! I will definitely make you win! Issei has barely learned how to use his demonic powers, but I continue to advance with all his might on the battlefield. He barely has an experience in battle. He should have been scared. There should have been times when he almost lost life. I won't give up. I'm a fool, so I dons up so much he always did. Thank you, Akeno, Hyoudou, Kaneko, Asia, and Issei. Thank you for voting for someone worthless like me. After gently patting Issei's head, I say it to Razor. I flash. What? What is it? Issei's body. His body glowing with green light. I can't see anything. When I open my eyes again, I see. He stood up. He stood up again. But wait. His wound is healed. He looks like a new person. He is wearing silver light armor and an elegant red cape that has the symbol of the red dragon on it. Issei slowly opened his eyes and started looking around like people who lose their direction. Where am I? What the buck is this place? Chapter 2. I screamed as I looked around. I don't collect this area. Where the hell is this? Issei? I turn around as a faint voice calls out to me. I see a young woman who looks to be in her late teens with a buxom figure, fair skin tone, and blue-green eyes. Her most distinctive feature is her long, crimson-red hair reaches down to her thighs, with a single hair sticking out from the top. Her hair also you have loose bangs that cover her forehead and side bangs that frame her face. She's a little school uniform? Yeah, right. Seeing her condition, she seems very hurt, though it's not life-threatening. I wonder who's doing this. Wait, her face is familiar. Crimson hair and blue-green eyes, is she related to Surzex? Excuse me, young lady, may I know where this is? I try to be polite even though she is respectful by calling me by my name. I see? What are you talking about? She seems confused by my question. I was about to repeat my question but paused when I heard someone laughing. Ha! What is this? Are you standing up to get hit, cricket? You could rest in peace right now, but it seems and have to hit you one more time. I turn around and see a man in his 20s with blonde hair. Phoenix? What the hell is going on here? Calm down. Calm down. I need to calm down first. I take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Young woman. I assumed you. I turn around and ask the crimson-haired woman. She seems and but slow nodded. I'm about to ask again but suddenly I feel some heat on my back. I quickly turn errand and push it away with my demonic energy. Catch the fire to disperse. What? The blonde looks surprised when I do this. Attacking people when they speak is not a gentle young man. That's why I'll teach you a lesson. No one messes with Issei Beelzebub and isn't hurt. Especially the one attacking me from behind. Ha! What are you talking about? You're going to. He didn't finish his word as I fey him flying and falling off the building with my energy force. There are two women with him. The one with the eye patch is preparing for battle while the blonde girl with messy hair just looks shocked. I assume you two are with him? Well, if you'll excuse me, and have to teach. The woman with the eye patch sent a demonic energy at me, an explosion. Pathetic. I raise a hand and I repel its energy with my energy and then make the explosion hit itself, and also add functional energy. Razor Phoenix Sama Queen's retreats. Retreat? So this is the raiding game, huh? Well, that explains why there isn't a single human here. How? I heard the blonde girl mutter. She seems surprised that I was about to call her, but the blonde man flies and approaches me. You hit Eubelina? Impossible! You just go down. Bam! I use my energy and slam him into the ground. Shut up. You dare call me low? You self-respecting scum! I don't care if this is your battle with that woman or not. I'll show you the power of the true devil. I blur out and appear above him and stomp on his head. I have wrecked his head and throw him from the ceiling and he falls to the ground. After that I get close to him. When I'm close to him he's already standing and has rainbow aura around him. Feng Huang Flame, huh? Perish low devils! He shot fireballs at me. I smiled and when the fire got close to me I just hit it like it was to the simple ball. Unlock the power of AI. Sponsored by Amazon Web Services, AWS. Download our free ebook to discover how to democrat, operationalize, and build trust in AI. Learn from industry leaders and transform your business with cutting-edge AI strategies. Download. What? His expression filled with shock. Weak. I never knew a Phoenix clan had someone weak like this. I blur and pierced his stomach with my hand. He met count up sub's blood but I hit his face so his blood wouldn't dirty my clothes. I don't want your dirty clothes to dirty my clothes. My voice is cold and held no emotion. Hit him back sending him to the ground. Weakling! I grabbed his throat and snapped his neck. He screams in pain as I torture him. I throw him to the ground and kick him in the guts, face, groin. I tries to fight back, but I stomp on his hand. Aergarg! I kick his face to shut him up. With each kick I add my demonic energy so that his bone breaks. I also add a little poison so that he can suffer more. I keep stomping, kicking and stomping on him. On his face, hands and feet. He keeps regenerating and I keep stomping on him. Weak! Ha! Weak! Stab S. Hit. I keep stomping on him and don't let him speak, then I raise my hand to the left and reboard Subian's throat. I turn around and see it's the blonde girl. Please! Stop! He can't fight anymore. His tears rolled down and wet my hand. I just look at him coldly. If you try to stop me again, you'll be the next person to feel my wrath. I throw her to the ground and look back at the man. Revel! Be quiet. Hit. I stomp on him mercilessly, kicking him in the face. I try to kick him again, but this time one grabbed me. Not two people. I turn around and see the crimson-haired woman and the blonde looking at me with tears in her eyes. Please stop, Issei. This is not like you. I beg you, please stop. I sighed and then followed the voice inside me. Give up, I won't ask twice, I said as I raise a dark green flame in my right hand and ready to burn him and his soul. 2SS surrender. With that his body dispersed into particles of light. Razor-sama retreats. The king of the Phoenix group has retreatized. Victory goes to Rias-sama and her team. The next thing I know before I'm plunged into the light is the scream of the Crimson Woman. Third-person POV, we find Issei Beelzebub sitting on the roof of Ko Academy. Rias and the Ohair are being treated for their injury. For the environment, I'm in Japan and this area belongs to Gremry and Citri. Maybe I should call Drake. I haven't talked to him since I arrived. Issei closed his eyes and began to meditate. Why, Drake? Mate? I'm glad you can at least contact me. I'm trying to call you but I can. It seems you have to be the one to initiate contact. I love you too, Drake. Do you have an idea what's going on with me? I've checked, partner. I will submail news. It seems that great network is really trying to annoy you. Tell me about it. Get 20% off for 3 months or more. Sponsored by WeWork India. Forget the hassle of looking for a productive co-working space. Your monthly membership is now for 20% less. Read more. Well, you see, you're in another world. Mate, are you okay? What the buck? Damn it, partner. You don't need to shout like that. Explain it, Drake. Explain it in detail. See, I can say like that, scholars, and see my Ohair self sleeping, so that means that you in this world are also Security, but you are not the devil. You are reincarnated devil. The name is hyoudou Issei. And by seeing his body, you can tell you are very weak in this world. Very weak, weaker than that bird you just defend rad. Now wait a minute. We'll talk again later. I can sense someone present nearby. Hyoudou Issei? Issei turns around and sees crimson-haired youth with a silver-haired maid Surzex and Grafia is thought. Yes, who are you? Issei asks while raising his eyebrow and acting clueless. My apologies, I am Surzex Lucifer, and this is Ace, you know, my queen Grafia. Politely greets Surzex. Lucifer. Then? Lucifer's descendant? Ask Issei. Surzex blinked. He didn't expect this boy to ask him such a question. No. I am originally Surzex Gremry, but my last name changed to Surzex Lucifer, Surzex replied with a smile. I see, and what business does Lucifer have with me? Issei asked in a curious tone, causing Surzex to raise his eyebrow at the sight of this boy. I just want to thank you for helping my sister. Now she is free from marriage with Razor. Oh, about that? Don't mention, it's not a big deal anyway, although I was hoping to be able to kill that phoenix, but scholars of your sister and his sister You do that if you kill him, the phoenix family will hunt you down since you killed their heir, right? Surzex asked in a challenging tone. Oh, please. That bunch of birds? I'll cookie all beffery they am real they're up against. Is remind arrogantly, causing Surzex to chuckle a bit. You're keto arrogant, aren't you? I know you're strong, I see. I don't know what will happen to you during the game, but I assure you that the Phoenix family is very strong. Ha! I defeated over 1,000 devils, fallen angels, and dragons. Do you really think those Phoenix will stand a chance against me? Issei thought. Well then, eat if you want. I'll accept. You can bring your entire clan and fight me. Issei smiled, making Surzex flinch for a second, but he smiled. You're an interesting person, Issei-kun. Wait. I will confirm one thing, Issei thought. God is dead, Issei suddenly said. Xerxes and Graphius shuddered for a moment upon hearing this, which doesn't go unnoted by Issei. Xerxes slowly turns towards Issei. What do you mean, Issei-kun? Asked Xerxes. Issei smiled mentally that the fate of God in this world is the same with his world, huh? For me, God is dead. If he is alive, he won't let my partner hurt like this. Issei quickly changed the topic so as not to seem suspicious. Issei, I don't think God cares about demons, Issei-kun. It seems that God really sucks. Even in this world he is dead too. Anyways, they are gone now. Let's continue. I know myself in this world too amazing. Although we are tired because we fight against each other, we still manage to kill God and Satan. Ha! And I see your arrogance still there. But be careful, maybe this Xerxes is stronger than our Xerxes. Pfia whatever, and thanks for your Issei that you caught on me. And don't worry about Xerxes no matter how strong he is. I'm stronger than him when I'm not using you. With you our power can rival two heavenly dragon, Issei replies with a smile. Haha, that's right. Only Vala who can take us on. Anyway, as you can see, that Gremry woman before is your king, and this Issei is consuming her 8 pawn. So otherwise you scholarship to servant. Buck, no. I'm not going to be his servant. I have fame. I'm Issei Beelzebub. The Dai Mao. I won't bow down to a stupid demon who can't defat Yakitori. Issei thought furiously. I'm afraid it can't be helped, partner. It seems that Great Red has locked your soul with his pawn. You'll be his pawn, except you're either dead or you have to wait 6 years uni your vacation is over. Ha ha ha, but don't worry too much. The 8 pawn also increases your devil being. Right now your devil blood is 60, human 20, and dragon 20. Sigh, I guess it can't be helped, I should enjoy it anyway. What happened to hyoudou, Issei? And what about the story in this world? I thought Issei was irritated even though he was upset. Skolas he knew that Great Network is very strong. No matter how angry he is, he can't blame everyone in this world as it's the idea of having a vacation. About that, his body is very weak. Right now your demonic energy is trying to heal him. There are 2 possibilities for it to happen. 1. He will be healed and then you will have dual personality. 2. Your demonic energy will fuse with him, the Ben of you will become one. When you leave this world he will remote the same as you guys, but his power will be reduced to 50%, and he will need years for him to return to his original state. And the story seems the same with us. I managed to see Drake's memory from this world. Okay, doesn't sound bad. I preferred none of them anyway. I need to find my king anyway. I don't think I'll scholarship a servant. Issei thought sadly as he stood up and walked down from the roof with a distraught aura. Issei? Issei turns around and sees he seems to be hesitant when he calls out to her. Rias Gremry, I guess? Ask Issei. Rias' face shows confusion. What's wrong with Issei? After the battle, Issei became a different person. Issei pervert was in his usual behavior. Right now, Issei seems like a cool type person, not to mind cruelty that he shows when right now, the Issei in front of him is not his usual Issei. Yes, I am. What's wrong, Issei? Asking Rias, Issei just rubbed his temple and sighed. Where is there the nobility? Gather them, I need to explain that, Issei said. Rias just nodded as she is also curious about what is really going on. Are you going to tell them the real partner? No, Drake. I'll tell them that I have a seal on my body and the seal is broken by your power. All my memory and power returned to my body, Issei in an instance. That seems fine, but you know you have to tell them someday. I know. But not yet. I don't trust them that much. Soon everyone gathers at the old house with Issei standing in the middle. So Issei, would you mind explaining why you're bringing us together? Asked Rias. First, Rias. I want to reintroduce myself. As you can see, you fight against that Yakitori dragon power. They managed to overwhelm my aura and break the seal on my body. And the result is boo. My memories return, my real power and my soul, explains Issei. Wait a minute. Seal? What kind of seal? And who plants it on you? And what do you mean by soul? Asked Rias again. I was just getting mixed with his body, however, subs one puts the seal on and seals my soul. Issei explained. No, Issei-san, does that mean you don't remember us all or anything we do? Asked Asia. You could say that. The seal is messed up in my brain, but don't worry, Drake is working on it. Asked Issei with a smile. Sure. Why don't you start with yourself, Kaneko? Rias Kaneko offered as she stood up. Hello, my name is Kaneko Tuju, a first-year student at Ko Academy. You can call me Kaneko. Kiba stood up. I'm Kiba Hyoudou, I'm in second year. Nice to meet you, Issei-kun, call me Kiba. I'm Akeno Hajime, I'm a third year. Nice to meet you, Issei-kun. You can call me Akeno or Akeno-chan fufufu. Akeno said while smiling, making Issei blink for a second. My name is Asia Argento. I'm a second-year student. Nice to meet you, Issei-san. Asia said with a bow. Finally, Rias stood up. My name is Rias Gremory. I am a high-class devil. And the master of the people in this room, and am to third year. Well, now over to me. Chapter 3. Everyone's eyes widened upon hearing this. Hyoudou Issei, the perverted student who always acts like an idiot at school and gives them a silly smile, is the descendant of the mou? Beelzebub? Rias stutters upon hearing this and suddenly recalls the memory of Issei cold-bloodedly beating Razor. Beelzebub is a mou who is known to be cold and shows no mercy to his opponent. He is truly fortunate that Razor was not killed by his hand. Yes, Gremory. I'm half human and half demon, Issei said with a neutral voice and face. How? It's impossible. Moreover, you are Sekiryudai. You are a descendant of mou and also of Sekiryudai. It's like a god giving his blessing to the devil. Rias shouted. Issei did not answer her comment, but instead turned to Asia and watched her bush at the nun. Asia Argento, do you still believe in God? Asked Issei with a serious tone. Asia, taken back by that question, she lowers her head and has a sad expression. Why, yes, I still believe even though I can't pray anymore. Asia replica sadly. Issei frowned and turned to Rias. I'm sorry, Rias, but I can tell you the reason. Rias jumps in surprise as she hears subtle voice in her head. Is that it? Yes, to telepathy. I'll tell you in time, why, Issei replies through his mind. Bucho? Akeno called out, seeing Rias's surprised expression. I'm fine, Akeno. Are. I also think the same as thinking that Issei is a descent of mou, said Akeno. Indeed, it's very surprising, Kiba said. But it doesn't matter. Issei-san is still Issei-san, Asia added as Kaneko nodded in agreement. These guys, I must admit that they are faithful servants and friends, his thought while smiling. Thank you guys, but if you can, I want my identity as a descendant of mou to be kept a secret, Issei said. Why? No, I don't need evil peace. I can kick everyone with one hand. And for my identity, you should know that you will fight another demon later in raiding game. Dissection is the best weapon. By keeping me a secret, you can say that you have a secret weapon. My best to avoid killing someone who pisses me off, Issei said. But you can create your own harem using evil peace, Akeno said. Everyone looked at her with a strange expression, while Issei stared at her. Really? Issei just rejects harem's offer. The world must be going crazy. Rias was the first to recover from her shock. Issei, well, can we know how strong you are? Asked Rias. Well, at least I'm stronger than Satan, Issei replies bluntly. What? Serious? You're that strong? Rias replies. Rias. Satan was killed by the heavenly dragon and I am a Sekiryudai. Not to mention and am also a descent of mou. Issei said proudly. I actually want to say that I am stronger than your brother, but no. I'll save that for later, fufufu. I don't know how strong I am if Drake can combine his power with Drake of this world. Maybe I'll be on par with Ophis. Who I can't wait to tell this to Vala, wondering how he will react. This news is also very strange. Everyone thought at the same time. Asy is start laughing like crazy. Partner, I'm happy about that too, but please know we're not alone now. Issei turns around and sees everyone looking at him like he's crazy. Sorry, I just remembered something. Issei replied shyly as he rubbed his head and cleared his throat to get everyone's attention. Anyway, does anyone know where Issei lives? I have to go home since it's already beats. Issei-san, you and I live in the same house, Asia said with a red face, making Issei blink. Ah, I see, I'm really lucky to live with such a cute girl like you, Issei praised with a genuine smile that made Asia blush even more. Please take good care of me, Issei said. Asia just nodded and they both left. When they saw Rias frown a little, they watched as Issei was taken away. Jealous Bucho? Make fun of Akeno. WR? I'm not, Rias retorts with a blush. You have to be kidding me. His entire room is filled with porn? Issei shouts as he looks around Issei's room. That's it. It's time to burn all of this, Issei said while showing an evil smile, and a dark green flame appears in his hand. A few minutes later. Ready! Now it's time to talk to Drake again, Issei said as he laid down and began to meditate. Drake? How's it going? Have you talked to other Drakes? Yeah, partner. He and I merge into one, since I have say will be two troubles. But don't worry, we can still separate if we want. Excellent. So how strong am I now with you two becoming one? And how is Issei? Well, right now's alien to you being stronger than Vala. His balance breaker still has the same form except his juggernaut drive. When you use this, you will completely transform into me, but the size will double, meaning you will be the biggest dragon. And if you use juggernaut drive, you will turn a humanoid crimson dragon with an oval measurement of around 40 m. Let me see you the picture. Imagine Phantom Blaster Dragon with its crimson color. And your boost is not going to double your energy but quadruple it. You also get closer to becoming a dragon/devil, meaning your demonic energy becomes more potent and stronger than before. Now your body becomes 60% devil, 10% human, and 30% dragon. Sweet. Ha! When can I use this new power? And also when can I obtain Issei's memory? You can use your new body in 4 days from now, and for the memory you will get your memory from when you enter high school tomorrow. Listen up, buddy, no matter what, please don't blow up this country if you can only blow up to mountain. It's really bad, isn't it? You have no idea, partner. You have no idea. By the way, I suggest you use your spy accessory to limit your power. You don't want this entire city to expose because you broke down tomorrow, do you? So whatever, use it then tomorrow. When is Issei going to be awake? Maybe in 2-3 days. Alright then. I'm going to sleep now, please work on it. Drake, you can sleep all day if you do. I'll bring a dragon fruit to the mindscape when I visit you later. Sweet. Thanks, partner. You better get sub rest, tomorrow is going to be a long day, trust me. Okay. Night, Drake. With that, Issei Beelzebub sleeps peacefully and wondering what he should do tomorrow. Unpleasantly for him, tomorrow he will up in a very bad mood. Next day, and just like what Drake says, we find our hero in class in a very bad mood. Issei is furious, no more than furious. Seeing his O'Hare life as trash, perverted and mistreated, although he is also proud that Issei is a kind person and always protects his price, but he is still furious and embarrassed by his other self. Issei? Call Matsuda. What? Issei yells at him with a glare that can make everyone cower in FEFT as he unconsciously sells sub-demonic energy, causing the window to shatter and sub to break. Everyone shocked heard Issei yell like that, especially Matsuda. I have immediately turned pale and shook his head, then turned around. Damn trash. I'm really angry. It's taking even thing I have to not blow up this entire country. I'll blow up Mount Himalayas later. Issei thought furiously. Issei, if you want to scream, then better get out of my class, the teacher shouted. Fine. Issei yells at him and trips his bag and then walks out of the class, making everyone's eyes widen and wondering what would happen to Issei. Gah! I'll erase everyone's memory of me being a pervert, Issei shouted angrily as he walked towards the old house. Hyoudou! Are you skipping class? He shouts at Sabonion. Issei turns around and sees a young man with short blonde hair and gray eyes. No. That's a bastard who taught me to ask if I want to scream them can leave his class, so get out. Who are you? Asked Issei while looking at the Vitra Soul Peace Man. That means the sacred gear user and the reincarnated devil is thought. I'm Genshiro Saji, secretary of the student Asil. Usagi shouted. Issei seeing this smiled like an evil person and craned his knuckle. Well, I was in a bad mood. Maybe you can ease my mood a little, Issei said while smiling, but quickly turned around when he felt Subs one behind him and grabbed the person's throat. Hyoudou Issei. I suggest you take your hand off my this. The young girl, around the same age as Rias with black hair styled in a short cut and violet eyes, said. Shears a pair of red glasses and the Ko Academy girl's school uniform in a cold voice. This girl is Sauna Shirtorai. But it seems like she's just discommiting the name. She must be Citri, this is thought. Hyoudou! Get your hand off Sona Kaicho! Saji shouted as he charged towards Issei. Issei didn't respond and Saji's eyes widened, but Sona managed to float and land before crashing into Saji. Hyoudou! You bastard! Saji is about to charge, but Sona raises her hand and stops Saji from charging as she starts rubbing his neck. Stop it, Saji. You won't stand a chance against Hyoudou, Sona warned. What are you talking about, Taicho? I'm sure I can take him down, Saji protests. No, you can't. Saji, you take 4 pawns to become devil, while Hyoudou takes 8 pawns, Sona warns in a more seriously voice. Seriously, Kaicho? Saji asks in disbelief as he looks at Issei, who glares at them. You better teach your servant not to brag about Sibi and Ian Citri's business. If one of them tries to bother me, crowd, I can't guarantee that they'll get their lives. Is threatens as? Is that to threat, Hyoudou? He threatened Sona. Sona knew something was wrong with Issei. Hyoudou Issei will never threat a woman just because he was in a bad mood. This is as different from the Issei she knew. The fact that he just recorded her by this and roughly pulled her away is proof of what she is thinking. Are you deaf or what? Surely you can hear it clearly, Issei mocked. Sound releases her energy when she is about to runt. Issei! Rias shouted from afar as she and Akeno approached them, causing Issei, Saji, and Sona to turn and look at them. Hello, Rias. I was just about to teach a high-class devil to lesson, Issei said with a smile. Didn't call Rias Bucho? What's going on? He asked Sona in his mind. Issei, I know you must be upset skolas of him. But Pieli. She's right, mate. You can't blame everyone here. It's not your life after all from the start, but it's Hyoudou Issei's life. Drake? I thought you were going to sleep. Your anger wakes me up. Partner, I know you're upset, but please calm down. If you can't calm down for them, do this for me. I'm really sleepy since I just built your body. Hearing his partner and best friend plead, Issei's face softened and he took a deep breath, sighed. Well, I guess you're right, Rias, Issei said as he turned to Sona and Saji. I apologize for my behavior, Sona-san, Saji-san. I'm just having a bad day. Thank you, Rias. I really need that, Issei whispered softly as he smiled at her and Akeno left. Rias and Akeno blush a little seeing his smile but quickly regain composure. I apologize to Sona. Issei is having a bad day. It's okay, Rias, at least I apologize too, but may I know he broke down like that? Asked Sona. I'm afraid I can't tell you, Sona, but I can tell you one thing, Hyoudou Issei, who is always a pervert, and that idiot is no longer, Rias said seriously. Issei sits on the couch as he looks at his album photo when Hyoudou Issei is still a child so he can gain information about him. I have sees Hyoudou Issei's life is smooth and full of smile. Issei let out a small smile seeing this, how he was jealous of Hyoudou Issei's skolas he could have a normal life. When he was still joking around, Issei Beelzebub already fights with the devil and kills people DUP to the old Mao faction's training so he can kill the new Mao faction. His life is only filled with fighting. It's a rare thing that has can time with his family since his father is dead during the old Mao faction's war against the new Mao faction. Sigh, I sometimes regret not having a normal life, but I also feel happy with my life. Eyes twitch seeing the photo of hyoudou with a boy. But this boy is too pretty to be a boy. So, it must be a girl, and he also sees man with holy sword in the picture. Holy sword? But hyoudo's father is not an exorcist. That means this family of girls is. Issei muttered. Issei-san, a voice called him when he turned and saw Asia in front of the door. Ah. Asia-chan, come and sit with me, Issei said while Palmatita's on the side. Issei does not hold a grudge against Asia. She is too pure for her own good, so he does everything possible so as not to corrupt. Hi. Asia walks to him and sits by. What did Issei-san see? Ask Asia while looking at the album that Issei has. Ah? Is he secret? Issei joked as he hid the album behind him. Asia makes a cute pot and tries to look at the album, but Issei moves it again. He can't see it and does more pot while trying more strongly looking at the album, but Issei manages to hide it. Asia made a pot and turned around when he couldn't get the book. Haha, Asia-chan, you can see it later. Okay? I still use it, Issei said as he tried to do not get angry with him. It seems that you two have fun. Asia and Issei turn around and see Rias with Akeno, Kiba and Kaneko standing in front of the door. Well, at least I managed to calm down a little, although I'm still angry, but I will survive. What will we do today? Asked Issei. Rias smiled to see that his nobility manages to control his emotion, happy that Issei Beelzebub is still kind and worries how hyoudou Issei. Well, we will familiarize you too, Issei said with confidence and placed his leg on the table. Well, if you say it. There are several relatives who can rival Satan or stronger. Maybe they can be a good pet, said Rias innocently. I want that. Issei immediately shouted that everyone got sweaty to see their outdated change from serious to childish. Issei stood up and with magic he put on his usual outfit. Well, what are we waiting? Let's go then. I got bored here. POV.Issei. After changing my usual clothes, we teleports to a forest with dead trees everywhere. This place seems familiar for some reason. This is the place where you will receive your relatives. We were just waiting for someone, Rias replied. Who are we waiting for? I asked. At that time, that question was answered. A man appeared in one of the trees. Hi, Gremry Group. My name is Zatuji by Madara Town. I am a demon in training, with the aim of becoming a family teacher, he said as he got out of the tree. This man will help you get your family, Rias said as she showed him hers. She had bat beside her, then transformed into a little girl. It was that girl that cattled me the pamphlet from before. I then saw the other familiars everyone had. Akeno had small Oni. Kaneko showed me hers. This is Shiro, she said hugging the white kitten. Funny enough, for a minute there, I also saw Kiba's family, a small bird. I can get you any kind of familiar you want. So which one do you want? Zatoji said. Who is the strongest? I asked. Maybe Chaos Karma Dragon. Wait. Chaos Karma Dragon? You mean Tiamat is one of the 5 Dragon Kings? I asked again. Forks. Haha. This is funny. Chaos Karma Dragon, the strongest among the Dragon King, have a family mesh. Oh, how powerful have failed. I laugh really hard. Haha, in my world Tiamat roams freely. Here she's nothing more than a pet. Ha! Everyone looks at me like I'm angry, but I ignore them. This is really funny. I agree, buddy. I never thought Tiamat would become a pet. LOL. You're the one talking. At least Tiamat is still here free, unlike you trapped in sacred gear. I mock him. Buck you, buddy, buck you. And I laugh harder seeing Drake's reaction. After a few seconds I calm down and turn to Zatoji. Where is Tiamat? Huh? You really want to take her? No one survives against her. I'm serious. Where is she? Okay, she's in the northwest from here there to Big Lake and a cave with a dragon statue at the entrance of the cave. I smile and turn to Rias and the other and give them to look. I'll go age. I see. This is ridiculous. Rias yelled at me but only widened my smile. You have no idea, Rias. Besides, I want to relieve sub-stress and maybe playing with Tiamat will ease my anger, I said, and then entreed the forest, immediately ignoring Rias' call. Tiamat's level is on par with Satan. It's not that bad if I can get her as my subordinate. After a few minutes of walking, I arrive at the cave. I can feel the power of the cave. Oh, how powerful you have fallen! To think that the strongest dragon king has become a pet! I shout at the entrance of the cave, and a few seconds later a loud roar comes out of the cave. Who dared to mock me? I heard a harsh voice and bleated with the cave girls a bit as the ground began to shake. From the cave appears a large blue western dragon in front of me. Its size is about 60 m. This is Chaos Karma Dragon, Tiamat, the strongest dragon king. Well, if this isn't Chaos Karma Dragon. I eat here test your power. Are you worthy of becoming my familiar? You've got nerve, demon. Do you think you're strong enough against me? Tiamat roared at me, and I simply smirked and took off the bracelet that suppresses my power, threw it into the pocket dimension, and releases my energy. The ground starts to shake, sub-rock floating, the breaking into pieces, even the tree around me destroyed. The ground beneath my feet is cracked as my cape and hair start to float. Tiamat's eyes widened as she felt my power. I float into the sky as my demonic aura started to mock out of my body and turned into a gigantic creature, Deliora from Fairy Tale. The aura color is orange-brown and the eye color is pure black. The creature let out a powerful roar as I smile evilly at her. Well, Tiamat, the Chaos Karma Dragon. I named this technique Deliora. My name is Issei Beelzebub and I will be your teacher. Chapter 4. An explosion can be detected in the family forest as two gigantic creatures, or should I say two monsters, fighting in the forest to prove that is the strongest. We found Issei blocking a big blue ball from Tiamat with Deliora's hand and countered it with demonic energy to Tiamat, but she dodged it. This guy is ridiculous. My flame and attack can't even break through his aura. That means his aura is so powerful and strong. He's even stronger than God. Thous thought repeatedly. Ha! Your life lives up to your reputation, Tiamat. People say you're on par with Satan, but no. You're a level above him. Issei praised, so he returned another shot from Tiamat. Flattery won't save you from the dead devil, roars Tiamat as she does. Are you sure you can kill me? Luckily, Deliora manages to overwhelm Tiamat as Deliora starts pushing Tiamat back, but Tiamat opens her jaw and fires a blast of energy. Issei's eyes widened, so he quickly let go of Tiamat and jumped, but it's too late. The blast managed to hit Deliora in the chest and send him with his. Tiamat didn't let this chance pass. She knows her opponent is dangerous. Not letting Issei get Tiamat back, she charges up a large white-blue energy that almost matches her size and fired it towards Issei. Boom! Tiamat slowly gasped and smiled as she saw the damage from her attack, but her eyes filled with shock as she felt Issei's demonic energy growing larger and stronger. From the dust, she can see Deliora's form changing. Deliora now a large wing, and the canine is now sharper. What scares her the most is can see through Deliora that Issei only has bruises and his cloth tattered in few places. I never thought I had to use Deliora LV2, you are really stronger than Satan. Now we are done testing your ability on the ground. Let's see how strong you are in the sky, Issei said as Deliora's wing starts to flap and fly into the sky. Tiamat growled and started to fly as well. I hope his is okay, Rias said while sighing. Don's worry Bucho, I'm sure his Sam will be fine, he's stronger than Satan, Asia assured. I know, Asia. But I still worry about him, Rias replica. Bucho, I guess. Boom! What was that? Rias screamed as she and her parange turned around and saw a large mushroom-shaped explosion. That comes from the place of Tiamat, said Zatuji. I see, Rias mutters. What the hell is that? Zatuji screams and points to the sky. Everyone looks where Zatoji is pointing and gasps slightly. They see a gigantic orange-brown demon creature fighting a large blue western dragon. That's Tiamat! Don't tell me that giant is your servant, Zatoji said in a tone of disbelief. Is I using his sacred gear? asks Asia. No, take closer look at that giant, Kiba replies. They look closely at the creature. They can see who is smiling inside the creature and controlling the giant with his body. Unlock business success with generative AI. Sponsored by Amazon Web Services, AWS. Discover how leading companies are leveraging generative AI to transform customer experiences, boost productivity, and optimize process. Download our free ebook and start your AI journey today. Download. I can't believe this, Akeno said. Oh God, he's using pure demonic energy that takes form in that creature, Rias cried out in disbelief. Strong, very powerful, and strong aura, Kaneko commented while trembling a little as she can feel it through senjutsu. It's really scary, he didn't even use sacred gear, and if we look closely again it seems like Tiamat is the one having difficulties while Issei-kun seems to be fine, Kiba comments with a tone of wonder in his voice. Issei-san, Asia said in astonishment. With Issei. Roar! Deliora let out a massive roar as he feeded a demonic energy from his mouth at Tiamat. Tiamat knows that Issei didn't have a chance to dodge against the use of her energy ball, as the two attack the collide and make enter explosion. Give up, Tiamat! You can't win! Now, said Issei. You think I'm just going to give up like this? Think again, demon! Mocking Tiamat. Well, the outplay with you some more. Deliora charged at the blue dragon and evaded her attack and caught her from behind. So if you want to use close range, I'll play with you, Tiamat said. Deliora did a combination of kicks and punches on Tiamat which made her slowly gasp. She slashed Deliora's chest with her claw and left a mark, but it slowly regenerated as Issei paired demonic energy into it. Tiamat get her and then faced Deliora, then grabbed him and quickly flew to the ground. So she gets close to the ground, she drops Deliora and flies high and charges another flame about to want to fire it. She is suddenly hit by an energy blast in her stomach which causes her to lose focus and the flame she gathered to extinguish. Deliora slowly flies up from the ground and looks at the smoke. From the smoke Tiamat appears and charges at him, ready to attack. Deliora flies up and evades her blow and kicks her back, records her by the tail, throws her to the ground and stares at her. I've gotten bored, Tiamat. Give up now. The reason why I'm not attacking you with full strength is Skolas. I want you to make my family. I can kill you whenever I want. Look at them sparkles, necklace, and ring? Issei asked as he showed his two hands with brashes and ring on them pulled it at his necklace. Go for our limiters for my power. I have 5 limiters, 2 rings, 2 braccolets, and an anklet. Each limiter contains 20 peasant of my power. When I fight you, I only strap one, not to mention that I won't fight with full power. I'm sure you know what I mean them, Issei said with a smile. Tiamat's eyes widened as she started to tremble. If what Issei said is true, then she's in big trouble. Why, you're bluffing! There's no way you're that strong. Only Sirs Lucifer I know is as strong as that, Tiamat shouted. Issei just looked at her, and the raised B of his hands, the boosted gears appeared on both of his hands and Tiamat gasped. You know that I'm not fooling, Tiamat. Our little spar should be more than enough to show you the gap between our strength. And I'm not like Sirs who can't control his power of destruction and may accidentally destroy Underworld. I can control it perfectly, and even if I bluff I still don't use my sacred gears. What makes you think that you can win? Issei asked with a smile. Tiamat didn't answer, instead she lowered her head and gritted her teeth. I'll only ask one more time, surrender, Tiamat, Issei said in a demonic and cold voice as this time Deliora began to grow like a pair of hands and another wing begins to grow out of Deliora's body. Fine, I give up, Tiamat said slowly. Shortly after Tiamat said that, Deliora began to slowly fade away until it disappeared and Issei landed on the ground. I'm glad you know when you surpass yourself. Although it's been a while, I move my muscle like this. Well, what are we waiting for? Come on. Dons, Issei sighed. Rias? Who is that? Asked Tiamat. Long story. Come on, follow me, or do you want me to jump over your head? Issei joked and laughed. I don't care if you're above my head. You're my master now, Tiamat replied shamelessly, causing his to almost gisp in surprise. Oh, POY, let's go then. Issei shouts as I sits on Tiamat's head and heads towards Rias. The giant left, and they headed this way. Does that mean Issei wins? Akeno asks. It seems that way, Zatuji said at that moment. Tiamat landed in front of them with his sword that has few bruises and his cloth tattered in few areas. If I don't see it with my own eyes, I won't believe that you just defend Satan-class dragon. Damn it, you're a monster, Zatoji said. Ha ha ha, thanks, Zatuji. Tiamat is strong, but she's nothing compared to me. The true Mao. Issei said confidently. This guy really has a true Mao complex. Ask Issei. Rias blinked for a second, then scratched her cheeks shyly. Sure, Issei. Rias's response makes his smile. Hey Tiamat, don't you have human form? Issei asks, sigh. Of course, Issei-sama, I will use human form. Tiamat replied as Tiamat's body glowed. When the light went away, Tiamat turned into a young woman around 18 years old with long blue hair down to her hips, teacup breasts, and a black tank top and a skirt above the knee. Imagine Wendy Marvel previous version of Fairy Tale. Whistle, not bad, Tiamat, not bad. Issei whistled, making Tiamat blush a little. Thank you, Issei-sama. Shall we make the contract now? Tiamat asked. Tiamat's ceremony was held, and they continued to help find Asia's relatives. It was that Tiamat spoke. Up there, to Dragon Sprite, he said as everyone looked at the tree he was pointing at. Well, that's a cute one. Do you want it, Asia? Issei asked, but before he could answer, slime started raining down. I have noticed the rain started eating clothes. Oh hell no! You perverted slime! Issei shouted, so he raised his hand to the sky and all the rain stopped, and then slowly each slime gathered into an invisible sphere. Die! Issei clenched his fist, and the slime seems to get crushed. It gets smaller and smaller until it explodes inside the invisible sphere and turns into pure liquid. Issei then moves his hand and throws the slime away from them, and it turns into everyone. What was that? Rias asked. That's it. It's one of my abilities. Energy force. I can control nature energy and aura. I can use it to destroy someone, as a barrier and anything else. Is replicated with a smile. You still have many skills that you have shown us, right? Maybe I'll leave it to your imagination. Why don't you tell me? I'll tell you later. I promise Rias enough about me for now. Let's get that dragon sprite. Fair enough. It seems he chose that girl. I hear sprite dragons open up to those with pure hearts. They don't compromise with demons, but it seems the girl you have a very pure heart. This is a first, Zatuji said, and Asia that carried out the ceremony. Ufufu. You're tickling me, Rasei, Asia said. Rasei? Issei asked. Yeah, because I used lightning, and I used part of your name, Asia said. Well, I honored you by using my name. That means I'm your godfather/master. Issei smiled as he tried to touch Rasei, but Rasei quickly stunned Issei. Out of instinct, Issei quickly used the energy force and shields himself from the lightning. That gives Rasei an innocent and sweet smile, too sweet for an ordinary sweet smile. No. Never. Do that again. Okay? Issei asks as his smile grows sweeter, and the image of a giant skull with a sharp canine and two horns appears behind him. Rasei, seeing this, immediately cowers in fear and hides behind Asia. Alright, we're done now. Let's go home, Issei said with the same smile, and the image of the skull made Event One shiver and quickly nodded. When we're done, we go back to the old house to have a meeting. I lean on the couch as I watch them do their activities. Man, it's fun to fight with Tiamat. Maybe she can become my saving partner. Era? What is this? I turn around and see Akeno. Oh shit. That's my album. Before I can react, Akeno already opened it. Era, isn't this a photo of Issei when he was in elementary school? Shit. Soon everyone gathers around Akeno holding my album. Even it's not the real me, it's still engrossing. Oh, grow up, big boy. It's not a bad thing, hee. Buck you drag. Era, so he went naked to the beach. Hey, Dons, look at that. I shouted. Issei-senpai's shameful past. Hey, I still don't remember that, don't look at it without my permission. This is the working. Although it's not me, it's still engrossing. Little Issei. Rias, I'd beast if you look at a photo of hyoudou when he was a child like that. Hey, why are you blushing? I see when I was a child, I see when I was a child, I see when I was a child, I see when I was a child. What the hell? Are you a hyoudou with? I've never heard of it being like that. I think I know how Bucho-san feels. Asia grabs Rias's hand. Her eyes are bright. Do you also know how I feel? I'm very happy. Hey, both of them went to another world, that's why I don't want to show it to Asia. I hope IT doesn't get corrupted. Oh, so you care about Asia-chan? I'll kick your ass late drag. Even Kiba is looking at the album with a smile. I don't care, but if the guy who looks at it feels strange. Oh my god! I'm glad you feel that way. That means you still love the girl. I was just about to give up on finding you to date a girl. Okay, that's it. No dragon fruit for 3 days. What? Oh, eat on, mate. You can't do this to me. I ignore his moan. Hey, Dons, ignore me. I'm just joking, buddy. Buddy. I continue to ignore him and the talk to Kiba. Kiba, and don't feel good if you're the one looking at it. Ha, Dons, worry about it. Let me enjoy your album a little more. Kiba, you're giving me the creeps. And he has laughed again coolly. Kiba looks at a particular page. Instead of enjoying it, he seems to have surprised his eyes. I approached him and also looked at the page he's looking at. There's a photo of hyoudou when he was in kindergarten. That's a photo of hyoudou with girl and holy sword. Why is Kiba looking at the photo like that? Kiba points at the boy's father in the photo. To be more exact, I have points at what the boy's father is carrying. To holy sword. Do you remember this? Kiba suddenly asks me. The tone of his voice is different. I don't remember the girl and her father, but I know he is holding a holy sword. I see, so you know about the holy sword. Things like this happen, huh? To find it in an unexpected place. Kiba laughs to himself. But his eyes are filled with so hatred that it made everyone hears it shiver, except for me. What's with him and the holy sword? Partner, I think I know what's wrong. Shoot him, Drake. Do you remember the Holy Sword project in our world? Yes, I do. Well, screw him, he got involved in the Holy Sword project in this world. I was pondering again, I can't believe that cursed project is also being carried out here. I asked Rias to ease everyone's memory about I, so I'll enter this school as a new student. And she agreed to do so. Same thing I do to Hugh's parents. Then only know I as a normal kid with an average grade, and I moved to a new school, but for Asia's part we decided to implant memory that she's my friend and she offers me to join her school. I open my eyes to look at the ground from the ceiling, and I can't help but smile a little. Seeing students enjoying their life with friends and laughing when at her age she was in the middle of war and killing in cold blood. You know, buddy. You're the only host who's ever scared my own host. Seeing you slaughter everyone emotionlessly is really scary, you know? Even I'm not going to do that. Haha, sorry about that, Drag. You know I trained to scholars dead. Trained by different Mao descendants for 14 years without stopping that time. You only stop to eat and sleep. And your time to sleep and eat only 5 hours per day. If you dons get strong, do you really aren't a fighter? Oh, eat on, Drag. At least I'm stronger than you expected at that age. I even beat Vala to a pulp in our first battle. Ha, I agree, partner. You know I'm glad you're becoming my host. Same here, Dragny, same here. I smiled and I can feel Drag smiling too. Drag is the only one is always with me. If I don't have Drag with me, I don't know what will happen to me. I slowly opened my eyes as I felt a conscience nearby. Hyoudou Issei. I heard a family voice and turned around to see Sona, Citri, and Tsubaki. So Tsubaki is their queen, huh? Yes, Sitter, I mean. Sona-san? I have to be careful, sigh so hard to be polite. We want to tell you that in 2 more days you can enter the school as a new student. We will send your uniform to Rias. His voice is very stern. I see, is there anything else I should know? Ah, yes. There will be a church member who will come here and talk to us. They are looking for missing Excaliburs, so if you found the Exorcists, don't attack them randomly, unless they are tied US crack. Missing? It seems more like stolen. I wonder who the culprit is. Alright, Sona-san, thanks for the information. She nodded and turned to leave. Wait. I call out to her as she turns around, and don't think I have to do this. Oh, how awful you have failed. I made fun of Tiamat yesterday. Oh, I'll laugh at this. I can already hear Drake's laughter. Oh, how awful has failed. Buck you, Drake. Buck you. What is it? I still want to apologize for yesterday. I speak apologetically and bow to her. Oh, how I hate to do this, but it's the right thing to do. Raise your head, hyoudou-kun. I was surprised to hear her voice soften, and I have to admit that she has a nice voice instead of her stern voice. I raise my head and look at her. She smiles a little. I have to admit that she is removed beautiful when she smiles. Looks like you found a girl here. Oh, shut up, Drake. I admit that I was upset by your behavior yesterday, but there's no harm done, so I'm fine. I also apologize for Saji's behavior yesterday. You see, I's a new devil, so he wants to show off a bit. Her smile slowly became genuine. Well, I don't actually have any hard feelings towards Saji. Is that all you want to say, hyoudou-kun? I smile and nod. Yes, oh, please call me Issei, Sona-san. It feels strange to be street hyoudou. She smiled back and nodded as well. Bye, I'll say goodbye until later, Issei-kun. I nodded and then looked at her until she left. When she left, I started to meditate again and think about what to do, and an idea appeared in my mind as I stood up and smiled. Drake, do you want to do summer? Count on me a coupling. With Sona and Tsubaki. Issei-kun, huh? Asked Tsubaki with a smile to make Sona feel uncomfortable. I have none feelings for Issei, Tsubaki. You should know that I'm just being kind. After all, Saji is the one who started the trouble. Sound replied in a stern voice. Hi Kaisho. Tsubaki comments as she enters the bathroom. Sound just waits for her and looks at the mirror in front of her. I still want to apologize for yesterday. Yes, oh please call me Issei, Sona-san. It feels strange to be street hyoudou. Issei's voice and smile echoed in her mind, and she looked at her face in the mirror. Her eyes wide as saw Issei from her reflection in the mirror that she was blushing. Why am I thinking about him? Do not offer, but he is a pervert and an idiot, but yesterday and today he seems very different. Sound thought as she turned her face from the mirror to the window outside. It's going to rain. Sound thought. With Issei. Well, then he decided. I will do the investigation tonight. It will rain. Maybe I should return to the club just when I was about to jump and go to Old House, one of my flies that I extended to patrol the city approaching me. What did you find, my friend? BZZZ. Are you sure of this? BZZZ. Well fired. I will go there alone. Drake, did you hear that? Yes, partner. I don't know why one of them is here. Maybe they were involved with the lack of Excalibur. I will take care of this, Drake. I invoke my wizard mask, turn my voice into disorderly, and hide your presence even if we have to cut our communication for today. I don't want one of them to know that I have you. We'll make a partner. A skull mask that has a sharp canine and 2 horns appears and covers my face. I also change my outfit with magic and cover myself with a red hood. Keto 2 limiters in my body and then jump. Then jump, floating and following the aura. The presence of very low aura. If it were not strong, I would not notice this aura. A few minutes later the sky clouded and the rain began to fall from the sky. I ignore the rain and keep floating and jumping. I can feel that I am approaching the person. Which one is here? What does he/she here have? Is the old faction of Mao? Are they aiming at Rias and the other? After I stop my movement when I feel that the presence of the person is very close. That? He went away? Where is the person? Damn. He/she must know that after him/she. You don't leave easily. Not on my watch. I activate my eyes in my wizard mask and make my eyes shine with crimson light, and then look around behind me. Burst. Any kick that pointed to my face with my forearm. The kicker then jumped away from me and his black hood blew through the wind and revealed his face. It looks like an earlier version of Valet, but has longer hair and beard. My God, I don't know if someone can feel my presence. You must be very good or my ability will soften. This man. Rise of him, Levon, Lucifer, son of Lucifer, and Lilith, what brings you here? Then he also became the son of Lucifer here, huh? He opposed quite problematic before. He was defeated by Ajuka and Surzex in my world. Ah? Then you know me. It seems that you are not an common person, since you can feel my presence. Who are you? Your pride will become your ruin, Lucifer, the last time. That's why your father left this world. You better take care of your tongue. You don't want to make Lord of Glutton angry, right? Rise of him's eyes opened up when he heard my statement, and his expression became serious. Are you a descendant of Beelzebub? Descendant? Wahahaha. I don't care about my children anymore. They can rot in hell if they want. They become brats who can't accept those who are stronger than them. Pathetical. To think that they are my children. Children? No, no way. You can't be. Yao Dai Mao is already dead. His expression is strong but also full of surprise and shock. I the sharply look at him with my crimson eyes and my voice. It's very cold. Your father may be dead, but I'm not. Do you really think a mere dragon can kill me? I can feel Drake growling inside me. I'm sorry, Drake has to do this for now. Rise of him seems to cringe for a moment at my tone. Bhutan, he slowly smiled. Interesting that you survive, huh, Beelzebub? I don't know how you survive, but it's a surprise to meet one often dime out here. His voice is filled with surprise and yet it's also filled with excitement. I scoffed and glared at him. That's Beelzebub's Sama for you, brat. Ha ha ha, do you think I'm scared of you? They call me Super Demon for nothing. Rise of him and I stare at each other. The aura coming off our bodies is very intense, though it's very little to hide or represent. If someone sees from afar, they can see that two giant demons are staring at each other while baring their fangs. Imagine Toriko and Starjan's demon from manga Toriko. I don't have time to play with you. State your business here, Lucifer. I'm sure you won't just come and pass by. Rise of him that gives me another smile, and seeing his smile I'm not going to like what he's going to say. Chapter 5. Issei's POV. After my meeting with Rise of him, I return to the club. Right now I have to tell Rias about the church first. I can't tell her about Rise of him, it will make things more complicated. I have pulled the doorknob. As I opened it, I prescribed to sound. Slap. Yes, another bitter sound echoed along with the sound of rain. Rias just slapped someone. I turn around and see that it was Kiba. How is it? Have you woken up? Kiba still didn't make any expression or speak. The hatred inside him is too deep. I can feel his cold emotion deep in his heart. Then, he suddenly made the usual smiling face. Are you done now? The ball tournament is over too. We won't be practicing anymore. Can I rest until it's nighttime? I'm a little tired, so I'll take a break from the usual club activity. I'm sorry for my behavior this afternoon. It seems I was feeling well today. What's going on here? I interrupted before it got any more intense. Issei-kun, there's nothing you need to think about. Kiba replied coldly with a smiling face. Kiba, I didn't want to get involved in your business, but you need to at least talk about it. Everyone here is your comrades. You make everyone worry. Worried? Who worries about whom? This is getting harder. Do you think that with a performance like this you will be able to destroy Excalibur? Kiba's eyes turn sharp and cold when he hears my word while he looks at me with a deadly gaze. Maybe I don't remember my life, but I do remember my past life as Beelzebub. Excalibur isn't a toy that can be easily broken like the Kiba doll. If you keep acting like this, you as soon I say that I have to raise my 2 fingers and grab the edge of Kiba's sword that was pulled at my neck. No. You dare say that. Rias and the O'Hare are about to join in my little chat with Kiba, but I glare at them sternly to tell them not to take part in this. If I hold Excalibur now, you're already dead, Kiba. I already counter you attack by piercing your heart with Excalibur. I can feel Kiba trying to move his sword, but my 2 fingers are holding it severely as I use demonic energy on my fingers. Excalibur is a sword that was forged by God himself. It's the strongest sacred gear that exists. Do you really think that your normal demonic sword that was only created by sacred gear stands a chance? If you think so as you. Dash. Kiba's eyes widened as I simply moved my second finger and broke the edge of his sword with it. See? Excalibur is stronger than my finger, Kiba. As soon your sword collides with Excalibur, your sword will break and Excalibur will pierce your body immediately, and what's going to happen? You'll die before you can even it. Kiba lowers his sword and grits his teeth as he clenches his sword while his hand turns white. He must be really upset. How do I care? I'm only doing this since I'm playing as a servant with Rias now and he's a good swordsman. It's a shame if he died because of submit stupid like hatred, though I didn't care either even if he was dead anyway. You are talented swordsman, Kiba. You should know that if you went mad without good stamina in battle, it's the same with suicide, mark my word, Kiba. Since you grow up in the church, I'm sure you know the story of Dud using a rock against Goliath and using a large sword and armor. Even a rock can win against the sword in the right hand. Kiba didn't reply, instead he walked past me to the door and left. Silence that filled the room for a minute since Kiba left. I can feel everyone worrying about Kiba, but everything I say is needy so he can calm down and clear his mind. If he fights with Excalibur fragment now, he will be killed instantly. Rias Sauna told me that there will soon be members of the church coming to visit us. That catches everyone's attention as they look at me curiously. Apparently, Excalibur was broken during the last war and split into 7 forms. 3 of them are missing from the church, so these decide to do investigation here. So if we see to priests, don't involve them in battle, except if they. I see Kiba isn't going to like this. Well, you're right, Rias. That's why I warned Kiba like this, so he cool his head, since he'll be meeting another exorcist here shortly. Anyways, Rias, I have some matters to attend to in order to gain memory faster, and I'll be returned to school in 2 days. Now if you'll excuse me, I will have to go, and Asia doesn't need to wait for me. You can shield the response with a nod, and I smile, so I smile back and stand up to prepare the magic circle. Wait. Yes, Rias? PLE. I'm going to. With that, a magic circle appears beneath me and transports me to my destination. Issei. Beelzebub's magic circle symbol is the same with Beelzebub's symbol from the anime Beelzebub. Third-person POV. Issei appears on the roof of the building. Not far from the building you can see a large church. Drake, I'm going to remove the LV1 limiter just in case. Give me my devil cloak and mask, is thought. Alright. Watch out, buddy. Heh. You know how I am. Suddenly, a pair of red cloak and his mask appear and cover Issei's body and face. So as his whole body was covered, he slowly became invisible. He then jumps up and slowly floats until he lands on the ground and walks towards the church. He walks past the priest and waits in front of the door so he can sneak in when the priest opens the door, hoping that he will hear a conversation between three priests. Do you think Zenobia and Irina can recover those missing Excaliburs? I don't know. If you ask me personally, I think it's a suicide mission. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they might be good, but they don't stand a chance against Kokabeel. Kokabeel? Why did he steal Excalibur? Is it Azazel's command? I don't know how Azazel in this world, but in my world Azazel is a womanizer and lazy person. I better go to Grigori after this is thought. His mind was interrupted when heard the door open. I quickly walks towards the door and sneaks in. It's okay to infiltrate the church, check. Now where do they store the data about the Exorcist? Issei thought as he looked around and then entered random room. I have opened the room and saw to the simple office room and started searching for the data. Unlock business success with generative AI. Sponsored by Amazon Web Services, AWS. Discover how leading companies are leveraging generative AI to transform customer experiences, boost productivity, and optimize process. Download our free ebook and start your AI journey today. Read more. Hey, not here. Then he leaves the room and enters another. A few minutes later he still hasn't found anything. Damn it, where the hell do I keep it? You do that your masks have the ability to see through the common wall, right? Issei felt his face and mentally groaned for forgetting subject to simple. Thanks, Drake, I'll do it now. Hello, the Cardinal wants to meet you, Griselda-san. Before activating his mask eyes, he turns around and sees two priests talking. The other is a male around 40 years old, while the O'Hare is a female around 20-30. Oh? Of course I'll visit him now, thanks for telling me. Cardinal? That's it. I'll manipulate the Cardinal to obtain the data. I thought as Issei with a satisfied smile quickly followed the priest named Griselda. He slowly bucked her from behind, but suddenly Griselda stopped and turned around. Why is she stopping? Is thought strange? I feel like someone is following me, Griselda thought as she looked around. She decides to ignore it for now and THRN continues walking until they arrive in front of Cardinal's room. I think I should stay here for a while, it'll be safer. When I get out, I'll enter the room, Issei thought as he leaned against the wall and waited. A few minutes later, the door opened. Issei quickly walked past Griselda as fast as he could, but SLWLY, so managed to sneak in and made it inside. Strange, just before I can feel Subion walking on me, Griselda thought as she stared at the door to Cardinal's room. Ken is Estra's the room. I sees Cardinal sitting at the desk and signing to paper. Eyes of Satan. Issei's eyes changed into crimson with a black makibishi shaped like a pupil. He then slowly walks towards the Cardinal and takes off his cloak. The Cardinal was shocked and about to scream, but when he saw Issei's eyes, his eyes slowly became hollow like the eyes of people who lost their soul. Tell your man to bring copy data for Zenobia, Irina, Friedzelsen, the strongest exorcist the church has, data on the Holy Sword Project and the person responsible for the project. Also the data on the woman who just left this room. Issei commissioned as his eyes slowly rolled. Yes, Beelzebub-sama. The Cardinal answers in an emotionless voice. Soon the Cardinal calls for one of the priests while Issei hides himself with his cloak. Do you call me Cardinal? Asked the priest. Yes, I need you to bring me the copy data of Zenobia, Shido Irina, Griselda Corda, Delio Gesualdo, Friedzelsen, Balba Galilei, and the Holy Sword Project. The Cardinal ordered read. Yes, sir. Right away, the priest leaves the room and a few minutes later returns with the felt folders in his hand. This is the data, sir. The priest handed the folder to Cardinal's desk, who only nodded. If I may ask, what about this data? Asked the priest. I will tell you later together with the other member of the church so that I do not repeat it. You can go now. The Cardinal replies. The priest simply nodded, the salute, and left. A few seconds later Issei revered himself again and took the data and looked into Cardinal's eyes again. You won't remember anything about me if anyone asks you. You are taking this data. It is his based Archangel Michael asks you to, Issei said. The Cardinal simply nodded and closed his eyes and fell asleep at the desk. Well done. Now I have to get out of here, his thought as he threw the data into the dimensional pocket and walked out of the room. On his way near there, he saw Griselda again and she stared at him for a moment. Can she sense me? She asked Issei in her mind, but he keeps walking and ignores his mind. Griselda keeps staring at him. I'm sure there's someone there but I can't see him, Griselda thought. As Issei approaches Griselda, Griselda slowly raises her hand and tries to touch him. Oh shit! Issei thought, that he slowly took a step back and dodged Griselda's hand. Strange, just before I could feel movement, Griselda thought. It must be my imagination, Griselda said, shrugged and walked past Issei. That was close. She seems to have good sensing ability. And she can sense me while I'm wearing this cloak. That woman isn't bad, Issei thought as he stared at Griselda until she was out of sight. Hyoudou residence. Interesting, Issei said as he looked at Zenovia's data. She was brought to the church's headquarters, Rome, in order for the element to be born to be able to wield holy swords. Since her childhood, she has put an effort into her training and studies for God and her religion. She was also raised and trained in the church with Griselda Corda as her sword master and legal guardian. Her skills are above average, and she is also the possessor of Destruction Excalibur. She has brute strength above ordinary exorcists. She seems to be the straightforward, rarely using her head and trying to overwhelm her opponents with sheer power and strength rather than subtlety or skill. Next is Shido Irina, daughter of the Exorcist. Moving from Japan to the church when she was still a child, She is also the user of the Holy Sword. She is a fast sword user like Zenobia, and also possesses one of the 7 Excaliburs, Excalibur Mimic, which has the ability to transform into different types of form its user desires. Her skills are equal to Zenovia's, but she shows more emotion than her. So basically Zenovia is an exorcist with brute force, and Shidu Irina is an optimistic version of her. And they send Ace 2 to fight Kokabeel? Serious? They're sending them to die? Issei furiously thought of Issei as the memory of him being fur as a spy, and then going to his death when the new Mound faction of catching him flashes in his mind. So what was the church thinking anyway? Issei mumbled in his room while reading Griselda's folder. This is the woman who can sense me before. Griselda Corda. She comes from the same institution as Zenobia and served as her sword master and legal guardian. Issei later became an exorcist of the church and was known as one of the top 5 female exorcists. I didn't get many, but she must be strong enough to be known as one of the top female exorcists. But at her level now, how was she able to sense me? I mean, even the Mao class won't be able to sense me when I wear the cloak, except they are special at sensing. Issei thought in confusion. Partner, maybe I can answer that. Explain. You see, your body is now in the process of being changed and it causa aura to be unbalanced for a while. That's why when you remove your limitator, your aura can still leak out, even you can suppress it. But don't worry, after you're fully fixed happen again. I see, that means I'll be in trouble when I infiltrate Grigori late. Sai thinks Drake. By the way, when will hyoudou wake up? Tomorrow, mate, maybe tomorrow night. I see. Well, that's all I need to know for now. Okay, next them. Issei takes Dulio's data and reads it. Dulio is extremely famous in the church for his strength, which earned him the title of the strongest exorcist, and was mainly sent against high-class devils and other dangerous evil creatures. Also known to be the strongest exorcist in history, capable of taking on high-class devils and monsters alone, and possesses the second strongest Longinus, Zenith Tempest, which you have the ability to control the weather and its elementary attribute. Whistle, this one's a good one. I wonder why he's not the only one sent by the church to handle this case. Issei comments, but before he takes the data, a couple of papers fall from his table. He then crouches down and picks up the paper and stares at it. Flashback, Issei POV. Well, I'm just on vacation, Rise of him says with a smile, almost making me sweat. If I had dressed up as Beelzebub, I would have been thrown to the ground. What a pitiful excuse to lie. Do you think I'll believe your stupid reason? I ask as a bit of killing intent exants from me and I glare at him. Ha ha ha, no, I dons no. To tell you the truth, I'm here to see event. I raise my eyebrow under my mask. Any event? Is it about the lost Excalibur? Well, honestly, I don't care about that. I simply want to see the guilty's action. Before you can ask, the answer is no. I'm not involved with you missing swords. I can feel that his words are without lie. Everything he says is true. Do you know who the guilty is? You dons know? No, I dons know. What do you know about this person? I know the culprit, but I won't tell you. You'll find out. I raise an eyebrow at his world. Will I find out? I want to know now, but I'll find out on my own late. And why do you want to do that? Rise of him laughed at my question, but his expression turned serious. You see, I was part of the organization and I want to recruit a promised member and he seems suitable. Him? Then the guilty is the man. Well, I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Hit. Whoever is guilty will be punished for their action and I will make sure they are punished well. I see well, I'll see what he can do, this man. What is the purpose of your organization? I'll tell you if you join me. Join us? Yes, of course. I don't know if you're really the true Beelzebub or not, but from your strength I can see that you're at the level of Mao or stronger. Shortly after saying that, hundreds of bees start to surround him. This bee is created by my potent demonic energy, so it's also poisonous but not deadly like Beelzebub's flame. Who do you think you're talking to? Looks like I need to discipline you, little brat, for respecting me. Bee? Now I know that you really are the real Beelzebub. Few bees are different from the outers shall be uses. I can feel it being more deadly. It seems that you are also stronger than my father Beelzebub-sama. Soon my bee starts attacking him from all sides, but I turn around and block a kick with my forearm. I turned around and gave him a spinning kick, but he evaded the blow and jumped back with a huge miss. Soon, as he jumped back, one of my bees stung his chest, but he managed to evade and hit his shoulder instead of his chest. I can see his eyes twitch for a moment. That's it. Looks like I went overboard, Arf. I have held his shoulder, and then shouted his teeth. Oh, of course he's hurt. He's poisonous, though my Beelzebub flame is more deadly. You were saying Lucifer? I smiled beneath my mask and he looked at me, but soon his face softened and he regained his calm. It seems you're stronger than I thought, but I'm still holding back, you know. As I say, your pride has always become your downfall, Lucifer, but the next blow will hit your heart directly. Damn it, I can fight better if it wasn't for the fact that I have to sneak around. If I fight serious, this will attract the attention of Gremory and Citri. I think I have to go back for now, Rias thought furiously. Alright, I guess I'll go back for now. But don't expect the next to be the same. Oh, by the way. He stands firm and smiles at me, that tosses me to paper which I caught with my finger. That's my number, Beelzebub-sama. If you want to join us, give me a call. And what makes you think I'll let you escape or join you? Oh, of course you will. I can blow up this country right away if I want to right now, and if you want to join me, you might be interesting after hearing my explanation when we meet again. He's right, I have blow up this country easily if he wants to before I kill him and cause more trouble. I have no choice but to let him go for now. Fine, but next time we meet you'll watch your language or you'll die. We'll see, Beelzebub-sama. We'll see. Issei sighed and then placed the paper on his desk. That means the person he wants to recruit is Kokobeel. This might be troubles. I'll think about it later. For now I have to focus on the next event, his thought as he took in other data. Next up is Fried Zelzen, the stray exorcist that hyoudou fights before bang. Bang! Eat in. Issei street out well, I'll read about it late, his thought as he looked at the door. Issei-san, your mother is calling us, Asia said. Issei nodded and then followed Asia to the first floor. When they arrived, there were two unfamiliar women. They were Miss Young foreigners with two rosary hanging from their chest. They both looked to be around the same age. One had brown hair and the other had blue hair with a green mesh and scary eyes. They were both quite beautiful and both wore a white robe. Shido, Irina and Zenobia, why are they coming here? Issei thought. Hello, hyoudou Issei-kun. The brown-haired woman smiled at Issei. Hello, Mississippi. Do I know you? Issei asked politely. Irina's eyes changed and she looked puzzled. Don't you remember? Is it? The brown-haired girl pulled it at Hestelf. Issei's mother gave Issei a photo upon seeing Issei's confused face. It's the photo with the holy sword. It's this girl. Shido Irina-chan. That time she was like a boy, but now be's a proper lady, so even I was surprised. Excuse me? I'm sure I heard you say that this maid is the same girl as the one in this photo? Issei asks in a tone of disbelief, but his mother gives him a nod. Issei turned to Irina and to the photo. Irina the photo. Irina the photo. Irina. Shit! Issei asked in a tone that almost screamed. Irina blushed at the comment while Zenovia's eyes twitched. Asia seems a little jealous, and Issei's mother laid. God must be crazy when he's still alive, Issei whispered. Long time does not see, Issei-kun. Did you mistake for someone else before? Meeting, Isis in a strange tone. She must be disappointed that hyoudou became a devil, his thought. Yes, I also surprised Irina-chan by thinking that we would meet again in this situation. Issei replied with his eyes half open. How ironic. His friend became his mortal enemy. hyoudou Issei. I feel bad for you. The next day, old house, Issei POV. The memory group, gathered in the club room. On the sofa, Rias with Akeno-san and the two guests were sitting. The other members of our group, including myself, were sitting in the corner of the room listening to their conversation. Ever since those two came to the club room, the situation you have scholarship seriously. Rias and Akeno were talking to them with a serious face. But the most dangerous one was Kiba. He was staring at them reluctantly. I looked like he was about to attack them at any moment. I can't blame him after reading about what Balba did to them. It's really unforgivable, and to think that church didn't sentence him to death after what he did. Are they stupid or what? I mentally sighed. No wonder Kiba is so angry. But I will stop him if he tries to do anything weird in this atmosphere. The first one to speak was Irina. Recently, the holy sword Excaliburs that were kept by the Catholic Church headquarters in the Vatican, the Protestant Church, and the Eastern Orthodox Church were stolen. Irina looked at me and said that. Now it looks like this. Zenobia took her weapon, which was covered in cloth, and revealed it to me. What appeared was the long sword. This is Excalibur. The moment I looked at him, I felt like every in my body opened and I felt subject really cold running through my body. Although it is very little, I still feel it. Excalibur was broken into pieces during the war long. Well, I wonder if Excalibur can be forged into one once again. I have to look into it. The Excalibur I have. Destruction Excalibur. It is one of the 7 holy swords that were created. The Catholic Church controls it. Zenobia put away her sword and wrapped it with a cloth seal. Irina also took out something that looked like a long rope. That rope began to move as if it was alive. The rope changed its shape right in front of me and turned into katana. Mine is Excalibur Mimic. I can change its form onto whatever I want, so it's really handy to carry around. Just like that, each Excalibur has its unique ability. This one is in the possession of the Protestant Church. She said it proudly. I wonder if Graham can also be broken like Excalibur. Whistle, can it turn into a bag, plastic, ring, or sub-house? To answer my question, Rias laughed a little while Irina and Zenobia looked at me strangely. I think the bag, plastic and ring are tin, but house definitely not. Damn! Well, at least it can turn into a tent, right? No. Well, shit then. I cross my hand and frown a little. Irina laughs at me, but Zenovia's eyes twitched. Irina, there's no reason to tell before demons about Excalibur's ability, right? Now, Zenobia. Even if they are demons, we still have to form a trusting relationship with them in this situation. Moreover, even if my sword's ability is revealed, I won't be left behind by all the demons here, Irina said confidently. She probably had the confidence that she absolutely wows us. I'm glad that she trusts us, but it also makes me hold back in hearing her say that she won't fall against me. I do that there was a murderous aura near me. It was Kiba. He was staring at the Excaliburs and the 2 women with a scared face. Kiba probably never thought he would encounter the Excaliburs here. And now it was right in front of him. He must have gone mad from this. So, what do the stolen Excaliburs have to do with this country located in the east of the world? Rias continued to speak with the same attitude. She isn't backing down even if it's an Excalibur in front of her, showing her pride is the first rule as a high-class devil. You can't show fear if you just talk. Zenobia then continues her talk. The Catholic Church was in possession of 2 Excaliburs, including mine. The Protestant Church also had 2. Also in the Eastern Orthodox Church there were 2 as well. The last one disappeared in the previous war between God, demons, and fallen angels. 1 Excalibur was stolen from each church. Those who stole them escaped to Japan and brought them to this city. Now this is interesting. Did Gabriel bring them here? For what purpose? It seems that my territory is full of incidents. So, who are the Uhlans who stole the Excaliburs? The Uhlans who stole them were the Grigori. Rias widened her eyes in surprise at the answer. The holy swords were taken by the Fallen Angels organization? It's not a matter of mistake. But it would certainly be the Fallen Angels when it comes to stealing them. We know the main culprit who stole the Excaliburs. One of the leaders of Grigori, Gabriel. Gabriel, one of the leaders of the fallen angels who survived the previous wars since ancient times. I never expected to hear the name of the one appearing in the Bible. Rias also smiled at the name. I still don't understand why he bought it here. I mean, the Gabriel I know in my world is never interested in holy sword. He's a pervert, but not Issei than hyoudou. We sent priests, exorcists, to this town secretly, but they kept getting killed. Zenobia said that. Now, this other strange thing, how can they kill priests without us sensing their represent? It seems they also work with humans and tell them to do their job. Our request? No. Our order is to not let any devil's interference in the battle between us and the fallen angels for the Excaliburs. In other words, we came here to tell you not to interferential with this incident. Rias's eyes changed after hearing the way Zenobia spoke. Such a way of speaking. Is it restraint? HQ thinks it might not be impossible. There were chills in Rias' eyes. She was remove angry. An enemy comes to her territory. She tells him not to get involved and not to intervene. They also said whatever they wanted, saying that they wouldn't forgive us if we forged an alliance with the fallen angels. I'll even be angry and kill them on Sai if this is my territory. The higher-ups don't trust devils and fallen angels. We were ordered as such. If the holy swords are taken away from God's side, the devils would also be happy, right? The fallen angels would also benefit from it. For those reasons, it won't be strange for them to form an alliance. That's why we're giving you a warning. If you form an alliance with the fallen angel Kokobeel, we will eliminate all of you. Even if you're the Mao's little sister, for our boss. Zenobia said it casually without caring about Rias' glare as I have to suppress another laugh. With his ability now I only need one finger to kill them. I'm also curious why Kokobeel came in here. I mean, why not somewhere else? If you know that I'm the sister of a Mao, it means that you have a lot of connections with the higher-ups of the church. Subject that will tarnish the name of our Mao. Then I heard Zenobia laugh. Fool. Hearing that is good enough. I had to warn you in case Kokobeel was hiding in this city along with the 3 Excaliburs. If I submissive were to happen, I will be the one who will be hated by the church headquarters group. Well, we won't ask for cooperation. If you were to form an alliance with the God's side temporary, it was to affect the balance of the 3 factions. Especially if you are the little sister of a Mao. After listening to Zenobia, Rias softened her expression and took a deep breath. Where is the person who shattered the Orthodox Church? Zenobia answered Rias's question. They have that person on standby for this case. They are planning to protect the last Excalibur if Irina and I fail. So just you two? You'll retrieve the fallen angel leader's Excaliburs with just the 2 of you? How reckless. Are you trying to die? Rias said in an astonished voice. Buterina and Zenobia said it with straight eyes. Yes. I have the same opinion as Irina, but if possible I don't want to die. Did you come here to Japan prepared to die? Belief in your teaching is extreme as always. Don't speak ill of our beliefs, Rias Gremory. Right, Zenobia? I rolled my eyes and clicked my tongue. Yes, he said that after experiencing what happened to Kiba. My action makes everyone looks at me. Ah? Don's worry, just continue. They seemed shrugged and then continued. Correct. The church also decided that it would be better to eliminate all the Excaliburs instead of letting them get used to the fallen angels. Our minimum goal is to drive the Excaliburs away from the fallen angels. To achieve that, it's okay for us to die. The only way to fight the Excaliburs is Excaliburs. What determination! Ha ha ha, just like me when I was in old Mao fashion. Pretty amazing ha ha. And the only way to fight Excaliburs is Excaliburs? Please, my lustrous will break his sword in second. Is it positive with just the 2 of you? Well, we won't die in vain, Zenobia said without fear to Rias' question. You seem confident. Do you have a secret weapon? Maybe. I'll leave it to your imagination. Rias's eyes twitched for a moment upon hearing this. Hey! She copies my quote. You're copying my quote. Everyone but the church duo's sweat dropped at my antic. Zenobia turned to me, who yelled at her with a confused face. Copying you? Well, let's say it says the same thing you said before, Rias said, rubbing her temple. I see, I won't use it more. HN. Again, everyone was sweating. After that, the conversation stopped. Irina and Zenobia looked at each other and stood up. We'll go now. Come on, Irina. So you won't drink your tea? I can make you a snack. I don't need it. Zenobia waved off Rias' offer with her hand. Sorry. See you later. Irina also apologized with her hand. They didn't try to accept Rias' offer, and the two tried to leave. They both looked in the same direction. It was Asia. When I saw you at Issei's house, I thought that maybe it was you. Are you the witch, Asia Argento? I never expected to meet you in a place like this, Zenobia said. Asia's body trembled after being a witch. That word is somewhat painful for Asia. Irina seemed like she had noticed as well and looked at Asia. She raised an eyebrow seeing this. I want to see that this is going. Are you the rumored witch? The former holy maiden? It is said that you have the power that can also cure demons and fallen angels, right? My. Asia didn't know how to react to Irina and Zenobia. It's okay. Asia made a puzzled expression at Irina's words. But to scholarship. Zenobia. There's no way she, who scholars to devil, still believes in God. Ida said with a shocked face. Even I was surprised to know that Asia still believes in God. No, I can smell the belief from her. It might be an abstract way of putting it. But I'm sensitive to these things. There are people who betray the teachings and still have guilt within them based they couldn't forget the teachings. I can feel subject similar coming from her. Zenobia said so with sharp eyes, and Irina looked at Asia even more with interest eyes. Is that true? Asia-san, do you still believe in God even though you've become a demon? Asia answered that question with a sad expression. I just can't let go. That's right. Now, girls, I don't think we need to use force here. I stand in front of Asia and interrupt them. I may only know for a few weeks using Hyoudu's memory, but that doesn't mean I'll let die. Do you want to make her suffer? She can't pray and she can't read the Bible since she became Tio Devil. Yes, why? Do you think the Holy Maiden needed friends? The important thing is charity towards others. Holy Maidens, Holy Maiden. From the beginning. Well, what about you? If the church told you that God ordered you to kill Irina, your family, friends and superior, will you do it? What? What about you, Irina-chan? I can see the conflict on their faces. Irina's expression turns sad. She can't seem to find the answer. Even Zenobia also weighing the church to scholarship more heretic because in the absence of God, they even teach them things like this. How disappointing. In my world they might let the Holy Sword project go through, but at least they didn't kill the guy. You don't have any answers? So that means you selfishly turned her into a holy maiden and abandoned her best as she's different from those who seek her out and leave her alone just because of some accident? God loved her. If nothing happened, it means she didn't believe in him enough, or her belief was false. Oh great, the church really messed up her brain enough. Asia reads the Bible, heals people, comforts people, and prays every day, and her God says her belief was false or insufficient? Wow, her God really is a great God. Hallelujah! Praise his name! For his blessing to Asia, hallelujah! I can hear Rias and the others giggling. Even Kiba, who is annoyed, also chuckled while Drake already burst out laughing, and I can feel Drake in chibi form rolling on the ground and laughing, but Zenobia and Irina are annoyed and their eyes become sharp. What are you to Asia? Me? She stays in the same house as me, making her my family. We're also part of the same group, so she's my friend and companion. If her people are blind enough to see the fake Asia, I can say that they all believe the one who pretends. Perhaps I should burn them all so they can talk to their God and ask him whose beliefs are true. Zenobia's eyes grow sharper when she hears my provocation. Is that a statement to us, all of us in the church? Rias was about to reply, but... Ha ha ha, I let out a laugh of amusement. Single devil? This devil alone can destroy the sky right now if he wants to. After calming down, and noticed that Zenobia sent me a very deadly glare which I ignored and smiled. Well, instead of using your eyes to look at me, why don't you find out about me alone, O almighty wielder of Excalibur? I say as I point outside with my thumb, Kiba also standing beside me. That's the good time. I'll be your opponent. Kiba carried his sword, and there was a hage aura of killing agent coming from his body. Who are you? Kiba smiled at Zenovia's question. I'm your senpai. Although I was apparently to failure. At that instant, an unconventable number of demonic swords appeared in the clubroom. Omake, the one born from true Mao, we find Prayer 6 sitting in a restaurant and waiting for their food. Come on, guys. We're in the middle of a war, we shouldn't relax like this. Issei sighed. Issei-chan isn't funny. We have to relax a bit even though we're at war. Serafal threw out. Serafal, I see. We have a day off for 5 days. We can relax a little, Ajuka added. As for the rest, I don't agree with this, but what they said is true, I see. It's rare that you get a day off since you're a double agent. You have to take a break even for just 1 day, Vala added as well. At that moment everyone fell silent and they looked at Vala, who just stared at them. What? Can't I worry about my Riva? Vala asks. No. Surzex accuses. Hey! Haha. Man, if we have time to relax, we'd rather sim at home than in this place, Falbium said lazily. Oh please. If we're not at war, you. Look, the food has arid, Serafal said happily. Sorry for the wait, enjoy your food, said the waiter as he placed the food. Itadakimasu. The pancake really is the best. Right, Issei-chan? Hey, what are you eating? Serafal asks. This food. What is it? Who ordered it for me? He asks Issei seriously. I did it with Issei-kun. That's Ram. What's wrong? Asks Surzex with little concerns. Surzex, this is the best food I've ever had. Issei shouts with a big smile. Everyone looks at him for a second. I'm glad you like his Issei-kun, Surzex said sheepishly. What? No way. Pancake is the best food, Serafal shouts at Issei. What are you talking about? This is the best food, Issei shouted. No. Pancake. Ramen. Crepe. Ramen. Crepe. Ramen. Crepe. Surzex, I think we should, Ajuka said to try to calm Serafal and Issei. No, ramen is the best. Ramen is the food for true Mao. Dash. Dash. The sound of spoon and fork hitting the plate can be heard as the word leaves Issei's mouth, and everyone looks at Issei with wide eyes. Oh God, just him? Ajuka asks in disbelief. Yes, Ajuka, he says so, Falbio replied with a surprised expression. I never thought I would inherit that disease, Surzex added with a tremble. It seems I'm the only one who didn't understand, Vala states with a sigh. Serafal, still in shock, quickly regains her composure and slams her hand on the table. No! The pancake is the best. It's food for the celestial dragon. Serafal's reply makes everyone sweat. The heavenly dragon is nothing compared to the true Mao. This is food for the true Mao, Issei argued. Chapter 6. Issei POV. I was standing at the place where we were practicing for the ball tournament. Kiba was a little bit away from me, and Irina and Zenovia were standing in front of us. A barrier made of red aura enveloped us and our surroundings. The other members were watching us from outside the barrier. But let's begin. Irina and Zenovia took off their white robes and wore black combat clothes. They didn't show their skin, but it looked open, the curves of their bodies could be seen. Look at that body, I rolled my eyes and sighed. Ito Dragon, shut up. Zenovia stirred the cloth from her weapon and revealed her Excalibur. The Excalibur that Irina had also turned into the form of katana. Even if it's just a match, be careful of the holy swords. You know how good I am, Rias. I shouted at her again, and with black fingerless gloves, while Kiba had activated his holy equipment, and there were syndic demonic swords around him. Are you laughing? Kiba was laughing so hard it seemed strange. A smile that made the atmosphere cold. There was no trace of the refreshing smile she usually has. Forks. The thing I wanted to defat and destroy appeared right in front of me. I'm happy. Fufufu, I'd even heard that by being close to a demon and a dragon, the powers would gather. But for me to encounter it so early. Drake had also said subject. Many things will come together, being drowned by the power of a dragon. Sword birth. Huh. The possessor can create any demonic sword they imagine in their head. It's unique among the demonic sword relay sacred gears. I heard that there was a subject that avoided being eliminated by Holy Sword Project. Is that you? Kiba didn't answer Zenovia's question. I have only directed his killing atom towards her. Well, I can see who will and who will lose. If you can kill her in that Citaion, I will give you whatever you want. Hyoudou Issei-kun. I turn around and see Irina calling me. She seems to have a face. When I met the boy I hadn't seen in a long time, and he turned into a demon, I was shocked. Well, I didn't want this to happen either, but hey, it's not my fault. Irina looked at me with a face. More like there was a single drop of tear falling down her cheek. A pitiful Hyoudou Issei-kun. No, I'll call you Issei-kun since I've known you for a long time. And what a trick fate has played on us. I went to England because I found out that I can use holy swords, and I thought that I could be a representative of God. This must also be a that God has given me. The land that I haven't returned to for so long. A harsh fate where my childhood friend you turned into devil. The way time moves is harsh. But by moving forward, I'll scholar Subion with the true belief towards God. Now Issei-kun, I'll judge you with this Excalibur. Amen. Even though Irina was shedding tears, she seemed really eager to do so and point her sword at me. Oh, Mother of God. This girl really needs a therapist. Ha ha. You got that, partner, right. Let's get this over with. Irina smiled and nodded, then she lunged at me. I simply smiled. Now will I let her cut me? Or dodge it? Which is better? As I thought about this sword of Irina's, it almost pierced my head to dodge it. I simply crouched down and stood up again. She tried to cut me, but I just dodged her attack while humming. Well, Irina-chan, I'm sure you can do better than this. To answer my mockery, Irina's attack became faster and more targeted, but she still dodged it with ease. I'm not even using boinated gear, Irina-chan. Longinus reinforced gear? This also caught Zenovia's attention. Boosted gear? You own boosted gear? You'll get if your attention is on Issei-kun. Shock. Kiba continued to slash towards Zenovia. The holy sword and demon sword sparked. Zenovia smiled after blocking Kiba's attack. Sacred gear, sword rebirth, and boosted gear. My power is excite the power created by the hatred of my comrades, who were killed while filled with regret. Then Kiba also promised revenge for the test subjects who were killed by that project. Here I eat again, Issei-kun. Bring it, my beautiful angel. Irina, you have a slight blush on her face. Oh, what fun to do this. She was quick to slash towards me and I dodged it with ease. She slashes my head, I step back. She slashes my chest. I move left, right, crouch, jump. Left, right, board. I focus my energy force ever so slightly and bang. I send her away a few feet, and she looks shocked. What was that? Irina asked me with wide eyes. Divine punishment? Irina, you have checkmark on her head and rush forward with the intention of slashing me. Oh, this is funny. I just dodge while humming again after few slashes, getting bored and catching the sword with the hand that I secretly filled with demonic energy. What? Irina's face turned into disbelief. I point again my energy force. Shock. She falls to the ground while her sword is caught in my hand. She slowly stands up and I throw the sword in front of her. Well, I guess it's my win, right? The answer I get is just a sight and a nod as turns his sword back into a rope. Then he walks over to me while holding on to his coat, and we turn to see Kiba. It seems your master trains you well. How can you catch Excalibur and not get hurt? I don't know you're that strong, Issei-kun. Ha ha ha, Irina-chan. I just ignited my demonic energy in my hand to cover it. I can't hold Excalibur for long as it has drained my demonic energy. That's why I throw it quickly. I've also been training before I became a demon. When I become a demon, my body gets stronger. That's why I'm getting better. Irina blinked at my statement and tilted her head. Do you train? For what? Irina-chan. I am the bearer of Longinus and Welsh Dragon. To some I am to threat. What you? I sighed at his innocence and rubbed my temple. Irina-chan, now the angels will know that Welsh Dragon is on the side of the demons. What will they do if see me? Start your UK study journey in 2025. Sponsored by the Manchester Metropolitan. Thinking about studying in the UK? Explore Manchester Metropolitan's wide range of subject areas. Find out more about scholarships and how to apply by meaning to our mailing list now. Read more. Obviously they kill you. If I'm in Fallen Angel? They're going to kill you too. But what if I'm a human? Well, they're going to recruit you. Yes. But Los Angeles ISN's the only one who's going to recruit me. Fallen Angel and Devil will also try to recruit me. What if one of them thinks I'll take a side? They will try eliminate you. Irina's voice turned low and sad as she realized the reason. If my power enter a mere opponent's sand, they will Longinus. But for an ordinary person it is a cure, and when something drop of my hands, and have no choice but to scholars Beelzebub, I have another reason, but Irina doesn't need to know that. You are a great acting partner. I'm trained to scholars to cheater, assassin, and drag tool. This is nothing, I have to earn the church's trust first. And I believe Irina is the best. Irina's face filled with sadness upon hearing my reason. She seems to be looking at me with pity. I was being killed by Fallen Angel before, and do you know what she said after she impaled me with her spears? She said, blame the god who put sacred gear in you. If you're in my position, Irina-chan, after hearing that, what would you do? I never asked God to put sacred gear inside me. I never asked. I just got it suddenly. I just want to live normally, and thanks to my sacred gear I don't have a normal life. I'm being chased by Fallen Angel, Devil, and my dragon enemy. Now I become Devil D order to survive, Irina-chan. Irina's face grew sadder hearing my word. I can see she fought back tears. I know what I said is not my place to say. It should be hyoudou who said it. He never asked for this. Right knew as himself, I'm the one who has to say it. I hope Irina can see that what happened to Asia is subject similar to hyoudou. They never ask for such gifts, but scholars of the selfishness of this world, they become demons at this moment. I'm sorry I was there for you. I snap out of my thoughts and see Irina had tears in her eyes. I then laugh a little and wipe her tears away. Hey, relax. You were in another country. How can you eat to save me? I know, but just before I tell you something bad about you becoming a devil, I don't have sacred gear inside me, so in dons. Now it's okay really. I don't have any hard feelings towards you, Irina-chan, so please don't cry. Besides, you can't do anything to help me anyway. You may have the appearance of a beautiful angel, but you don't have the wing that you can't fly away to save me. Hearing this, Irina stopped sobbing. She wiped her tears and had another light blush, and then she hit my shoulder lightly. Baka. Haha. Do you want to bet on who we're with? Huh. I'm not playing. Alright then. Who do you think is going to win? Zenobia, obviously. Same as here. Irina raised an eyebrow at my word. Why don't you support your friend? Do you think he's going to win if he fights blindly like that? I'm a realist. We look at Kiba and Zenovia's battle. Kiba created a demonic sword where he was standing and hid it. He now had two swords and went towards Zenobia. Power up! And freeze! Flare brand, and freeze mist! Exclamation point. One of the demonic swords created a whirlpool of flames while the other made a cold air and silver frost. Kiba is a knight. The traits of knights are their speed. He was attacking with the speed of God. But Zenobia was evading Kiba's attack, which was coming from all directions, with minimal movements. The knights move quickly, and flames and ice demonic swords. But you are too naive! Catching. A single blow from Zenobia turned B of Kiba's demonic swords into dust. Forks. Just as I thought. Kiba was speechless as his demonic swords were destroyed with a single strike. I told him that in a single slash his sword would break. My sword is a mass of destruction. There is nothing it cannot destroy. Zenobia swirled around her sword. She thus pointed it upwards and threw it to the ground. Duan! Suddenly, the place where he was standing shook and the ground rumbled. Was expected from Excalibur destruction. IT street destruction for nothing. This is my Excalibur. It can destroy anything that stands in its path. It's not street Excalibur. For nothing. Seeing this, what will you do the Kiba? Kiba made a bitter expression when he saw that. Such destructive power when it is not a real Excalibur. So destroying the 7 swords will be a difficult path. It seems that Issei-kun is right. Hi-ya! His eyes hadn't lost the color of hatred yet. Kiba was trying to break all 7 of them. He can have if he calms down and trains harder without getting caught up in his stupid ambition. It's almost over, I commented and caught Irina's attention. What makes you think that? To answer him, I simply chuckled and pointed at Kiba with my thumb. Hi-ya! Kiba raised his spirit and tried to do subject in his hand. It turned into the shape of a sword, but the destructive power of that holy sword, or the destructive power of my demonic sword. We'll see which one is stronger. What appeared in Kiba's hand was a gigantic sword. Kiba held it with both while releasing an ominous aura. It's big. It's lots of longer than Kiba's height. It was definitely more than 2 meters. Kiba swung it forcefully. The slash landed at Zenobia, but she sighed as if she was really disappointed. Idiot. Excuse me, Chan. Huh! Just as Kiba and Zenovia's Excalibur swords almost collide. Clang! Clang! Suddenly I appear in their midst. His sword is stopped by my energy force barrier that cannot be seen by normal eyes. I think it's clear who the winner is now, I say with a slightly cold voice and half-open eyes. Correct? I asked Zenobia as my eyes turned crimson with 3 tomo and I glared at her. At that moment, Zenobia suddenly finds herself standing in the middle of the darkness, but what scares her is that there's gigantic monster in front of her. Imagine Toriko's aura from the Toriko manga, but the aura has Sharingan. The monster's grin as it attacks with its tongue and its fang. At that moment, Zenobia feels scared. That demon in front of her is no joke. She can feel her legs shaking and she can slash out of fear run. That was the only thing on her mind. Her entire body is screaming to run, but she can't. She seems frozen. Right. The monster roared at her with a tone so sweet and creepy as if it was her up if she dared to say no. Zenobia tried her best to say yes but felt her this freeze up in fear. She tried to scream but she couldn't. She can't even breathe. Her eyes filled with horror as the monstrous smile wide and its mouth opened wide ready to swallow her. Why yes! Well, Zenobia blinked. All the darkness is gone. The monster is gone. In front of her is Issei, who just smiles warmly at her. She looks around and finds her back to what tray she trains with Kiba. Partner, I think you exaggerated. I think so too, Drake. I didn't mean to go that far. Zenovia's eyes widened and as she immediately started panting. It seems the effect just hit her. Why are you getting in the way? Kiba said. I turned to him and looked deeply into his eyes. But my eyes are no longer crimson. I don't want Rias to ask me about my eyes. You already know why, Kiba. The fact that your sword is broken and you forge? Che, Kiba said as he made his sword disappoint. He was still disappointed. The barrier crumbled as Akeno opened it. Kiba was still staring at Zenobia, and I think some of it was directed at me for stopping the fight, and then he turned errand. I then noticed Zenobia looking at me with fear in her eyes. I give her a warm smile to reassure her. It's okay. She blinked and shook her head. She seems to regain her composure. I'll tell you one thing. Vanishing Dragon has already awakened, Zenobia said. Albion Ha already awakened? Who is the host? Ooh, interest. Hey, how about we exchange information? Zenobia raised an eyebrow at my offer. What do you want to know? I'll investigate and give you information about Holy Sword and you tell me about Vanishing Dragon. How about it? Zenobia seems intrigued by my offer. Of course, you're an exorcist and I'm to devil. And I'll give you information later too. If you can accept the devil's offer, the accepted as Welsh dragon's offer, and I swear on your God's name yelp that if I lie, you can cut off my head directly. I feel a little pain since I swore to God. Damn devil's cure. Cuckoo. Shut up, Drake. Well then, what do you want to know? I smiled, because I thought she had so strange beliefs. I like this girl. So, are you in love already? That's not what I mean, Drake. Which side does he take? And what is he? We don't know a lot, but he seems to be on Fallen Angel's side. Looks like we'll be meeting Valley again. Can't wait to kick his ass. Well, as I swear I'll give you your information late. Zenobia just nodded and took the compass, then gathered her things. Oh, by the way. I get close to her ear and whisper. If you say anything about my eyes before, I assure you the monster will come to eat you. I can hear a gasp from Zenobia, but I ignore it to walk away. I turn around one last time and give her a sweet smile. Well, I think that can be our secret, Zenobia. I'm sure a friend in the church will give them my respect if you contact them. See you later. It may be a warm word, but's a clear warning. If you dare tell a soul, the monster will visit them too. I turn around and leave them to go to Rias. I'm glad you stopped it before it got out of control, Rias said. Well, I was about to let them beat him to make sense, but I won't risk it. Who knows, maybe Zenobia might accidentally cut him in two. You better talk to him. Asia and Kaneko walked over to me. That was a good battle, Issei-kun. Are you okay, Issei-san? Senpai, I asked strong. I smile at them and pat Kaneko and Asia's heads while looking at Akeno. Thanks to you three. I'm fine, I said confidently, while the other just laughs and looks at me with a blank expression. I guess you know who looks like that. Again with the word true Mao. Oh, shut up, Drake. Wait. Yuto! I heard Ria's voice. When I looked, there was Kiba, who looked like he was trying to leave, and an angry Rias. I won't forgive you if you leave me. I was to escape from there, thanks to my comrades. That's why I have to put their regrets into my demonic swords. After saying that, Kiba disappeared. Yuto, why? I just shook my head seeing this and walked over to Rias, that placed my hand on her shoulder. He'll be back, don't worry. I may not like being your pawn, but I already become your pawn, so be it. I'll make sure our group doesn't get split up dead maybe. Rias glared at me when I said the last part, bad joke. Anyways, as you heard when I talked to Zenobia, I will investigate. Here's the data I was able to obtain. I held it over another copy of Zenobia and Irina's data. Rias looked at it, opened her eyes. Where do you get this? Isn't this some subinary data? I infiltrated the church's headquarters yesterday, and I intend to go to Grigori and see what Azazel is planning on this holy sword this time. Rias's eyes twitched, and she frowned. It seemed she didn't like this. Well, Gremry is known for treating Essayer's servant with love. I sighed and then smiled at her. Hey, don't worry. You see, I'm strong enough to take a Tiamat. I managed to sneak into the church and get the data from the open hand. After a few seconds of silence, she sighed and nodded slowly. Thanks, Rias. I'll see you later. Just when I want to summon to Magic Circle. Wait. Yeah? Can I stay at your house? Huh. Sure. Why not? It can't be helped. That's all? Yeah, oh, one more thing. She kisses me? My eyes widen and my brain seems to freeze for a second. After a moment that seems like an eternity to me, she broke the kiss. That was my first kiss. For good luck, come back soon. I dons. Oh God. You're blushing. Praise God. I thought you were gay. But you're not. Thank God. Buck your dragon. Find them, I'll be leaving now, see you late? Rias smiles and nods, so I smile back, the summon to Magic Circle beneath me and teleport to the underworld. Grigori, third-person POV. We find Issei wearing a hood and his wizard mask standing on the mountain as he looked down at the town where the fallen angel lived. Drake, I need you to turn my voice into a rough voice. Alright, buddy. You're ready to go now. Thank you, Drake. Issei replies as I use his devil cloak and flies towards the city and walks past the fallen angel into the city along with the guard. Now how am I going to get information? Should I confront Azazel and demand information from him? No. It'll be safer if I threat him. Maybe I should plan an explosion near his office so if I submissive goes wrong I can use him as an escape. His thought. Then he saw 6 guards talking and smiled. Issei slowly approaches the guard and activates his Satan eyes. He then reveals himself in front of the guard, alerts everyone and enters the battle. Look into my eyes! All of the guards immediately get hypnosis when they look at Issei's eyes and their eyes turn black and white. I want 3 of you to accompany me to Azazel's office and 3 of you to stay here. All of you hold this demonic bomb. If all of you feel a headache from my demonic energy, explode immediately. But if all 3 of you feel calm, all 3 of you will collapse and you won't remember Thess apart them on his shoulder. Tio channel the energy into his body later. Yes, Beelzebub-sama! Everyone replied in emotionless voices. Issei smiled beneath his mask and then walked with 3 guards while himself with HISC cloak again to Azazel's office. When they arrive, they knock on Azazel's door and Azazel tells them to eat in. When they are inside, Shemhaza, Betrayal, and Azazel sit at his desk. What is it? Asked Azazel. The guard didn't answer, but he took out the bomb and is revered himself. Hello, Fallen Angel Government. Azazel, Fallen Angel Vice Government. Shemhaza and one of the Grigori leaders. Betrayal, Issei greets. Seeing the unknown person Azazel, Shemhaza and Betrayal stood up and got into a battle stance. But before they can do anything is raised his finger and waved his hand. Ah! If you guys do anything strange, I will have 3 take out this bomb and kill us all. Issei threatens with a smile under his mask. You're bluffing, Betrayal reply. No, I'm not. Try me, Issei replies calmly. Even if it explodes, what makes you think it's strong enough to kill us? Azazel asked dazzledly. Issei started back and smiled. Why don't you try it alone? Issei mocks as his eyes glow with a crimson aura. Similar to Raiden from Mortal Kombat, but instead of blue it's crimson. Azazel hardened his expression as his gaze deadened to Issei. Azazel and Issei stare at each other. Neither made to move. Their eyes seemed to pierce into each other's souls, a few seconds to them seeming like an eternity as they start at each other's motivate. Seeing that this was getting nowhere, Azazel softened his expression. Stand aside, Betrayal, Shemhaza. Azazel! You can't be serious! Sit down, Betrayal! This is an order! Betrayal gritted his teeth and glared at Issei, the sate down while Shemhaza just sighed and leaned back. Issei smirks under his mask and Teach-in pulls up a chair and sits down cross-legged. What do you want? Asked Azazel. I'm the one who should be asking. Why did Kokabeel steal the Excalibur fragment and bring it to Japan? Gremory and Citri territory? Issei asks back. Azazel, Betrayal, and Shemhaza's eyes widened and their expression became serious. From their expressions, subjecting is definitely wrong, is thought. I never ordered Kokabeel to steal that sword, Azazel said. Issei raises his eyebrow under his mask. Aren't you ordering it? Issei asked in an almost shouted tone with an irritated voice. I know this seems to be Agalus my order. I apologize for this. Goodbye. Tell me more about Kokabeel since the war back then. Well, he firmly believes that the fallen angels are the strongest race and he strives to supple. I think for a moment and try to find what purpose Kokabeel you have for the stolen Excalibur. Kokabeel loves war. You decide to steal the legendary holy sword Excalibur and bring it to Japan Gremory and Citri's territory, which Rias is Mao's sister. What does he want? Another Excalibur, as the church believes that only Excalibur can resist Excalibur. After stealing the Excalibur will kill them while at the same time doing so in Rias's territory. Mao's sister, if he can make both factions appear to fight each other with the result being Rias and the church's side dying in Rias's territory, another war will break out as the church lost their warrior and Excaliburs while Surzex lost his sister. Is thought as his eyes widened as I did what Kokabeel's purpose was. I think I found out why Kokabeel stole that sword. Damn crazy brat, Issei said with a sigh. Explain, Azazel replies. Issei explains to them what he finds in his mind. Hearing this, Azazel shook his head in disappointment. Shemhaza simply rubbed his temple and Berakil's expression turned gloomy. If Kokabil isn't surprised, he'll do such a thing, Azazel comments. Kokabil has gone too far, Azazel. We have to move and stop his foolish act before he creates another war, Shemhaza replied. I agree with Shemhaza. Kokabil must be punished for such an action, Berakil added. Azazel sighed and nodded. I will personally go to Japan and stop him, Azazel replied. No. I want everyone to stay out of this, Issei said immediately. Excuse me. Is she a sister? I know she has one in my world and she's right protective of her. I feel sorry for the person her sister became. Don't worry about the person who will handle it. My apprentice will take care of it, Issei replica calmly. Oh? And who is your apprentice? Azazel asks curiously. I'll tell you, but Event must keep this a secret from Devil and Angel, Issei offers with a tone that seems to leave no room for discussion. Azazel and the other raised their eyebrows, but slowly Azazel nodded. You have my word. Who is this mysterious student of yours? Asked Azazel with a smile. The Security, Issei answers proudly. Everyone's eyes widened for a second and slowly Azazel's smile widened. I see if it's one of the heavenly dragons, it will be enough to handle it. I'll leave it to you, so please subdue it and bring it to us so we can punish it ourselves, Azazel said. I'll tell him not to kill him but if Kokabil says subject stupid, he'll die immediately. Okay? Issei asks. Okay, oh please take this magic scroll. Show it to him and ask for his surrender. If he refuses, you can subdue him with force, Azazel said as he hesitated to scroll to Issei. Goodbye. Soon the guards following Issei fall down and collapse. Don't worry, these three are just whistle. I'll be leaving, thanks for your collaboration, Issei said. Wait. Can you at least tell us who you are? Asked Shemhaza. Issei looked at him, and his crimson eyes shone bright as he let out a cold laugh. I am the one who causes destruction, this tyrant's. Dead? Issei said in a more demonic voice as his eyes shone bright. He then starts laughing coldly and his magic circle appears beneath him as he laughs coldly and sinisterly until the magic circle teleports him away, leaving everyone with wide eyes and shocked expressions. That day, all the guards near Azazel's office can hear the terrifying laugh. For the veteran soldier, they pick up that laugh. It was the laugh that made evil label to be afraid. The laugh that sent chills down their spine, the laugh that they never forgot during the Great War. It was the laugh of Beelzebub himself, the Lord of Glutton. hyoudou Residence Issei Room. Issei POV. Well, that was fun. Now I have to tell Rias and the other advoc. I turn around and see the clock's 7:30 p.m. I still have plenty of time before Rias comes. Partner, I'm pretty bored with this world. Maybe you can do something interesting. Issei, well, do you have any suggestions? Why don't you play with Kokabil's mind? I want to see his expression when you're done with him. I smiled maniacally upon hearing this. That was a good idea, Drake. Let's get started then. Bang! Bang! Eat in! The door opened, revealing Mrs. hyoudou. I see, there's your friend coming to visit you. I raised my eyebrow. Friend? What does he look like? She has long crimson hair, I see. Is that your other girlfriend? What? Lady Mom! She laughs hearing my reaction. Rias is early, I wonder why. I sigh and then go down. Hey how? What? Is that all your luggage? Hey, I see, like you said before, I could stay with you. From now on I'll stay with you. Hey. I thought it was just for tonight. You didn't like that your master was here? Oh shit, that's the famous puppy eyes no jutsu that Sarah-chan always uses on me. Ere I give up, you can stay then, but let me ask my Of course I agree. This friend is always welcome out here. WTF? That's the stupid reason I heard. Thank you. I just felt my face and felt like facing the ground. So what did you find in Grigori? Rias asked, after having dinner with me, Asia and Rias talk in our room about my research. A lot, and let me tell you, you won't be like that. Is it really that bad? Asked in a worried tone. I sighed and shook my head. It is. I'll tell you too about it late when we'll the club meeting, so I won't repeat it, Crowin. And this matter is really seriously, we'll have to warn Sun-san about this as well, so treat it well? Rias seems intrigued. I'm sure she is curious Lofall, I can't blame her, but she is somewhat reluctant, she nodded. I'll wait until tomorrow ours, now we better sleep, aren't starting school tomorrow, Issei? Ah? I almost forgot about that. Okay, I'll sleep. Good night, everyone. Good night, Issei. Good night, Issei-san. That's what they say, but why don't they go out? You two know this is my room, right? Yes, they both said in unison. So why didn't you two leave? I can't sleep if I'm not hugging something. You think you can be my pillow, Issei? WTF? My jaw drops to the floor. Well, you're sleeping with a girl. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Buck Drake. I want to sleep with Issei-san too. Even Asia. Well, we can both sleep with him. That? Wahahoho. Sleeping with two girls. Ah, finally. I was thinking I'll never see you doing this. Midnight. Partner, wake up. Ah? Drake? What's wrong? Right now I can't move my hand either because Asia and Rias are sleeping with me. Rias tried to sleep naked for the first time and shit. I really have to beg her for 10 times, so she didn't do that and agreed to do it. Tonight Asia is another case when Rias gets naked and she gets naked too. Damn, Rias is definitely a bad influence on her. She's too innocent for her own good. Partner. Hyoudou Issei has woken up. Can you eat here? Hey. So he's already woken up. Right away, Drake. After doing so, I sit on the floor in the lotus position. I close my eyes and start meditating to enter my mindscape. Mindscape, yes. At this moment I stand in front of Hyoudou Issei, who is wearing his Co-Academy clothes, and look at Drake. Hello, Hyoudou. I greet him and he turns around to see me. His face immediately turns into surprise. Who are you? His seems to be cautious. It can't be helped. Even I will be cautious if I'm in his condition now. Relax, Hyoudou, you can say I'm you, but I'm from another world, Drake, and I from my world are trapped inside you. How? How can you be here? Another world? Idiot, this person really is. I was just shocked. I explaining to him about my situation from the beginning, how I can enter his world, and he tells me that I am a Descendant of Beelzebub. Anyway, now Hyoudou, let's get download to business. I have an offer for you. Do you want to be one with me? He seems surprised by my offer. What do you mean by becoming one? How's the battle with Razor going? How's Bucho? For the first time, Razor is lost. He sits down slowly and I then tell him the story of Excalibur, Kokabeel, Kiba, and the other. His expression becomes serious and he seems to be in deep thought. That's why I want you to become one with me. If we become one, we'll be able to save Rias and everyone. I see, but what will happen to me if I scholars one with you? Will I perish? Can't I meet Bucho, Asia, and everyone again? He really cares a lot about them, although you are a pervert, but you don't worry about it. You'll be able to meet them when you fuse with me. Your soul and mind like to dream, except you can't control your body, but you can feel it. How about it? I can feel a pay when you grow papay? I immediately facepalm on the ground as Drake burst out laughing. Serious? This guy. Hyoudou, I'm not doing such a thing. What? How could you? A pay is the best. You are the. How cowed you? How can you be so perverted? Of course I can be a pervert. Oh God, I don't believe it, you're really a leech. You even create techniques like dress break. Damn it, do you have no shame? You should never use that technique again. No way in hell. I will destroy more women's clothing and then someday, as I gain the ability to destroy them just by looking, I will continue my fight. Wahahaha. I can't show any expression, O Satan, Lucifer, Mammon, Asmodeus, Beelzebub, Leviathan, Belphegor. Have mercy on your lowly descendant. This is too pervert. He's beyond super pervert. Even Asmodeus, Lord of Lust, is nothing compared to him. I kneeled to the ground with a rain cloud appearing above my head. Wahahoho. I like this Issei. At least he was still interested in the girl. What? WTF. I'm normal. I love girls. This is so annoying. Buck you, Big Red. I hate you. He's lying. He never gropes a pay. Never tempt anyone. Drake. You're supposed to be on my side. I yell at the one who's just laughing. Buck you, Drake. I'll kick your ass after this. Hey fellow hyoudou. You said you want to tear up girls' clothes just by looking at them, right? I will have bad feeling about this. Yes. You can teach me how to do that. Please teach me. Drake-sama. I was sweating. I give up, I can't make him see any other way, he's totally perv. Haha, least to me, my humble servant. I will have a comical expression of shock. WTF. Drake. Since when do you talk like that? If you want to read how to do it, you can ask your other self to teach you. What? What the hell? I can't do such a thing. Really? hyoudou turns to me and kneels down. Please teach me, master. I sweat dropped again. Listen, hyoudou. Shit. You can use energy force and then mix it with hyoudou dress break and the boo. You have the pervert eyes technique. I will have a base expression again, can I do that? Wow, maybe I can try, what the hell? Why did I think something like that? Damn it, here. hyoudou. My hair covered my eyes and my voice is cold. hyoudou showed a scared expression on his face. I slowly approach him, and the choke while shaking him. This is your fault. Because of you, my corrupt mind. What shit, why you are talking to me? I continue to shake him as Drake bursts into another laugh. Damn you, hyoudou. Damn you, Drake. After a minute of torture, hyoudou, we calmly talk again. hyoudou, let's be serious. I'm serious about a pay. Bucket. Get that out of your mind. No. You're the one who should do that. You should let a pay's beauty into your world. And we got to another argument in 10 minutes again. Okay, we're not going anywhere, how about my offer? Do you accept it? Are you going to suck a pay if I agree? This man. Just okay, partner, you want to finish this quickly, right? I sighed and rubbed my temple. Yeah, I will suck one then someday. Great. What are you offering again? Drake and I fell to the ground. You pervert, an idiot, oh god. How could you create something like that? Ken, you were alive. I explained the offer once again, and thankfully this time he didn't talk about a pay. After hearing my explanation, he went back into deep thought. He seems in about this, the Drake spoke up. Partner. The Drake in this world also became one with me, so it's okay, 5 or 6 more years. We'll leave the two of you and return to our world. Even if we fuse, you'll have your own feelings, just like ICB said. You're also going to gain your power and memory after we leave, and maybe a fraction of your personality, so you don't have to worry about it. Hearing this, hyoudou's face bright-tinted slightly. He looked at me with determined eyes. I will accept your offer as long as you swear that you will protect Bucho and everyone who is prized to me. I smiled. This boy, no, this man I have really is a great man. Even if I didn't get involved in this world, I'm sure that he will be a great person one day. I smile with a serious face and raise a hand. hyoudou Issei. Yeah. And don't forget to suck a pay. I suck that this guy really only has a pay on his mind. I hope I don't regret this. The IC smiled back and took my hand and shook it. Protect Bucho and everyone. You have my word, hyoudou, I swear. After that, a bright light enveloped us. Flash. 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 The memory of hyoudou flashes in my mind. His feeling also moved into my feeling. Everything he feels, sees, and hears merges with my soul. I slowly open my eyes and look at Daily. Is it done? I nodded and said. I have an honorable man. Although he is perverted and shameless, he will abandon his comrade. He will fight for someone who is precious to him until he dies. Drake smiled at my word. He also gains hyoudou's memory since our soul is connected. I closed my eyes. I am a devil, but it's okay. I won't take Asia's life and I won't take any price. You can call me whenever you want. Oh, and I'll also give you my cell phone number. It's not. Asia and I will back friends. We'll put aside O'Hare things. We'll talk whenever we want, we'll play whenever we want, and yes, I'll go shopping with you too. Whether it's books or flowers, we'll go shopping so you want. Okay? His word to Asia, everything he says. You talked to me normally for a whole day. That was good. We were already talking like friends. His kindness even turned into a demon who didn't want to befriend a nun they are supposed to fight, but he didn't. I disobeyed his master rule and order for his friend. All those who disobeyed the rule are Thrash, but the one who abandoned his friend is lower than Thrash. A/N. I know it's from Naruto, but I can't hide my excitement. It's a cool word. I may be weak that time, but his will to protect his friend makes him stronger. I barely turned into a demon in a week, but he was to defeat Angel and also his determination. Bucho! I will definitely make you win! All of them flash in my mind. Hyoudou, you have barely learned how to use his devil popwares, but I continue to advance with all his might on the battlefield. He barely has any battle experience. He should have been scared. There should have been times when he almost his life. He doesn't like me, a descendant of Mao. He's just a normal human who becomes a devil, a mere reincarnated low-class devil. But he never gives up. I won't give up. I'm a fool, so I don't know anything about force or checkmate. However, I can still fight. I'll keep fighting till the end as long as I can crush my fists. My tears slowly pour out from my closed eyes due to sadness and pride. I'm sad that a thing like me replaced me. Place to be with them. I should never ask for a vacation. I should let you enjoy your life, but since I'm here, I'll take responsibility for that. I'm proud BS who's abandoned my soul and turned into a total killer and a cold-blooded murderer. I'm proud that you've scummed my other self. Hyoudou Issei. First I get angry and ashamed that my O'Hare self is weak like you, but now not anymore. You are a great. Slowly open my eyes. This time my eyes become Satan eyes and I stretch out bush arms to each side. The energy spreads through my body and forms a gigantic creature the same size with Drake who has been duplicated. Yu-Gi-Oh! Tormentor's obelisk with orange-brown color. Hyoudou Issei is honorable and great person, a person who never gives up and protects, and is priceless to him. He may not be a saint, but he is the kindest devil that I know of. That is why I am Issei Beelzebub. The person who has fused with him will take his name and lead him to glory. Everyone will know him as a strong devil, as a great person. He will be known in this world as a legend. His enemy will fear Hyouda's name. No one will dare insult his name. Anyone who dares insult him will have their head on a plate immediately. Right now, Issei Beelzebub. I am honored to change my name to Hyoudou Issei Beelzebub, and I will be a legend in this world. My Satan eyes rolling. Drake and Obelisk let out a mighty roar of pride and joy to honor the future legend that will be born, Hyoudou Issei Beelzebub.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.